Well, sick. On today's pod, guys, we got some of my closest homies. We got Raph, known as Faelo, and then we got Isaac, known as Tino.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, guys?
Dude, nothing much.
We
just chilling. Trying to, like, fucking rest, bro.
Y'all been going, like, crazy for the last, like, 10 months, bro.
Literally.
Mad respect. I just got to say that first off. Mad respect.
Dude, I'm, like, still exhausted. I keep, like, going home and just sleeping, like, so much.
It's nice. It's, like, blissful, you know what I'm saying? Because I go home and off work and I got, like, nothing to do, and it's, like,
must be nice.
It's, like, relaxing.
And then I'll wake up, I'll be like...
I would freak out, right? Like, be like, dude, what do I gotta do?
I have like, there's like this subliminal anxiety that's like, bro, I feel like I need to be doing something right now.
Yeah,
and like
at all times.
Not having something to do has been so weird because I'll be like laying in my bed just listening to music. I'm like, I'm supposed to be doing something right now.
Yeah. That's like when I came over the other day to go pick up Isaac and or drop off something for his dad. I like walked upstairs and I was like, yo, where's Isaac? And he's like, oh, I think he's in his room. And I walked up there, man's was just dead asleep at like 5:30. I was like, bro, Isaac, what are you doing? I was like, did you work today? He's like, nah, bro. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm tired.
Dude, he walked in on the one night I was just butt ass naked.
I was like, you trying to come ride in the new truck? He's like, right now? I was like, yeah. I was like, are you dressed? He's like, no.
Under the covers, just like,
I was, bro. I was like laying on my stomach. He comes in, didn't know if my ass was out or not, and he's like, "Yo, Isaac, I got a new truck," and I was like, "Oh,
butt ass naked, bro."
I low-key thought of that too. I was like, I'm gonna walk in, this man's just gonna be butt ass naked as like computer desk or something.
Yeah, bro.
But what's going on, guys? What do you got? What do you got going on personally,
dude? Well.
Not related to band stuff.
Not related to band? Not much, man. I just got out of a relationship, so I'm going through a bit of a breakup. No,
it's all material, bro.
Yeah. So, like, readjusting to getting back to, like, living life by yourself has been very odd. Because, like, I dated this person for like, a year and a half, I want to say. And it was, like, doing something, like, having that emotional support to where, like, I'm going to college. And, like, for instance, my first day back was Tuesday, and normally like I would call her every day after work.
Yeah.
And so like, I got off and like excited. I was like, oh fuck, like I got no one to tell about like my day anymore. And that was a bit rough. But
you got me, bro.
Yeah, I was about to say you can just call Faelo.
hey Ruff, I just finished my first day of school.
He's like, I don't fucking care, Isaac. Why are you calling me?
Bro, what do you need, bro? Like, shut up.
But yeah, so but I'm also just been trying to like, I'm really bad about reaching out to people that I fuck with.
Yeah.
Like my homies and stuff, and just asking them to hang out.
Yeah, I saw you picked up a new hobby, bro.
Yeah, bro, I did actually. I got into screen printing.
Show the back.
Show the back.
You gotta show the camera. Show the camera.
Back.
Isaac printed this shit too, bro. Fire.
Oh.
Fire.
Fuck.
Yo.
Fuck.
So
hard.
So yeah,
I need one, bro.
So I hit up my homie Matt, helped him do some shirts for a buddy of ours, Evan.
Yeah.
And he just kind of like taught me the ropes. And now K Biddies is about to bless us one of these days with our own. So I can just do
couple
that all
weeks,
the time.
bro. Cause
KB is a sugar daddy.
Yeah, he is. He's be making so much bread.
As soon as I saw Isaac post that shit, I didn't think he made it. And I stood up and I was like, yo, that shit is fucking fire. He's like, buy me a machine and I'll make merch.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, don't tempt me, bro. Like that shit looks sick.
Yeah. Dude, the amount of times we were around from the sim, we're like, what if we just ask KB to buy it? That was like the first time I was like, all right, I'll do it.
That's the thing is like, if I got it, bro, like at the time and I'm not stressing about it, like, shit me up. But like, if I'm stressing about it, like, and like I got shit I gotta pay, I'll just be like, yo, I can't this time.
Kolton, I need new school clothes, bro. Can you take me school clothes,
bro? I need these off-white.
Yo, college like one day a week. What do you mean?
It's for a show.
You've been wearing like the same clothes since middle school.
Damn.
Bruh.
That's perfect. That's
perfect. But nah, bro, that shit does look sick. I'm excited to see where you go with it.
What are y'all up to, bro? What do y'all be doing?
Just this.
Presley?
Just this, bro.
You grinding.
Just this?
Presley's been grinding on this a lot, bro. He's been putting in a lot of investments.
The setup, the mics, everything.
Yeah, this is really nice.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's a big step up from the last time y'all were on here.
Yeah,
was that like 2 years ago?
Yeah,
almost. Yeah,
I was like, God,
in Isaac's garage, bro, sitting on the couch.
Yeah,
it was funny because I was going through a breakup at that time.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, he was coming out of one.
Yeah,
no, he wasn't.
Yeah,
yes, I was.
Who are you?
Because y'all were making fun of me about it.
Because he had that big relapse.
That
period.
was fucking.
I can bleep out the name.
I don't. Was it Sheridan?
Yeah, it was Sheridan.
Yeah, it was Sheridan, bro.
Oh, you were a ways out of that though. I
That
mean,
was
you
like
were already
Mentally,
with-
he was still.
You
there,
were
though.
already with
No.
Emily, bro.
But that's
No,
I was not. No,
Yeah, you were.
not at this point.
100% because
No,
We were
Yeah.
clowning him for some, but I can't remember if
we
Yeah.
were
If-
because y'all
If
made
Emily was in the picture, they had just started like
No.
maybe that's
hanging
what it
out,
was.
and that was
Because-
it.
That's
Because
not
that was
because
the-
remember y'all used to always fucking me because I'd be like Snapchatting people like playing the drums and shit like
Right,
that.
this
Like,
guy.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he
that was
would.
after y'all's the festival y'all played at.
Was that after Trend
No.
Fest?
Yes, and she was at
Nah.
that.
No, that was way before.
100%.
Then we must be thinking about a different thing.
we had
bro.
like one song out, bro.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, 100%.
No, he might be right. He might
Y'all
be right.
didn't even. Or whenever we recorded that, y'all hadn't even dropped the. I hate all your friends.
Yeah, that
shit
it was after Ground.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that like?
Then
Was
yeah.
Matt in that?
If Matt was in the
Matt-
picture,
no,
then I was
Matt-
not.
Matt had
No.
just we
No,
we
he was
just
way
went away,
gone.
so it was after
Yeah,
A&M.
okay,
Yeah, so
okay.
you definitely started seeing her at least like on
Yeah,
a
like
Because
subgroup.
hanging
it
out.
was like 2 weeks after
Yeah.
Trim Fest.
That's wild.
Then it
was
wasn't
crazy.
after a breakup because I was out of that relationship for like a year before.
Yeah, we were making fun of you for.
Yeah, we were dogging you,
fucking
bro.
random shit.
The whole
as usual.
period
Yeah.
though, that first like year feels like a total
A
of 2
blur.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, it's crazy, bro. That was
Think
like
about
that
all the
minute
shit
ago.
y'all did since then. Like y'all released a whole ass
So much.
album. Y'all
Yeah,
gone on a
bro.
tour.
Yeah, we did.
It's actually wild, bro.
It's kind of crazy. Sometimes like we forget how much we scale.
Yeah,
Like,
you'll do a
Because
lot.
we just stay busy, so it's like,
Yeah.
fuck, bro. Like, we can't even think back on, like, the shit we just did.
Mm-mm.
It's
Yeah.
like, all right, what's next? What's next?
And
What's
honestly,
next?
like, I have such a massive fear of like falling off. Like,
Really?
that's my biggest fear. Is like we're just gonna fall off one day. People are just gonna like stop fucking with us.
No, that ain't gonna
So,
happen,
like-
bro. Y'all are,
Nah,
y'all are
bro.
just building up.
'Cause
Y'all
I
are
was
just
low-key-
building
we
up.
were like, dude, we were fucking terrified, bro, because we're like,
Yeah.
dude, people aren't coming to this shit. Like, they didn't come to the Halloween show. We're like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
fuck is going on, dude? Like,
You gotta
are
think
we
about
not working hard enough, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
Y'all gotta think about our age group a little bit.
They're all in like college.
Yeah, everybody's
Yeah,
out
no,
of town.
yeah.
Like the fact that me and Kolton are like two of the only people in our friend group back in high school that are still here.
Yeah.
So I mean, like,
It's just like I found it really difficult to go from playing that NewSkies show because like pretty much anytime we play a show and have a big crowd, that becomes like our new standard for like what it should be every time.
yeah, but y'all dropped that shit in the summer,
Yeah, I know.
and that's
it's
all
like,
it was. Everybody was home.
We know that, but like I don't know. You play a couple more shows and like you're getting like maybe 30 people coming versus 300, and it's just that's impossible to go from like
Yeah.
oh like they're just not here. You know what I mean? And also like part of it is just like that show was free and we like promoted the shit out of it and stuff like the Halloween show we did like maybe like 2 stories. I don't even think we posted anything.
No, we didn't post.
So like
It's our
we are
fault,
also
kinda.
we are also definitely on a hiatus of like making sure people are understanding like when our stuff's coming out. and
I
all
feel
that.
like that's the hardest part of all this shit is
Yes.
finding a perfect balance between promoting and actually producing.
Yep.
It's fucking impossible.
I mean,
Like,
for the last like what 6 months, 5-6 months, like y'all, we haven't produced shit.
No. No, I haven't.
well, y'all produced.
so what we
shit.
did is like,
Me and
went
Rapper was
to-
the other day. It was weird.
it was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Weird.
It was weird, but it felt so unnatural. But what we did over the summer was like we like stocked up on songs,
Mm-hmm.
so like we were set basically till March.
Now like
to-
we're almost there.
yeah, to just drop.
It is crazy to think about that. Like, you know, something like with the kid, it's like, man, I got till October, or I got till November,
Bro.
and then it's like
Bam, right there.
November's in 3 months, and we're going to the hospital on Friday. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just it flew. It's horrible. It's
bet
not.
that's wild.
It's not
What
a
was-
fun feeling.
Bro, when you were in the hospital, like, what was you thinking, bro? You was like,
Facts.
damn, I'm about to be a
Like,
dad.
do you feel like you fully comprehended like what was fully going on, or
It depends on what part you talk about. The first part, whenever we first got there, it was like 1 a.m, even though we were supposed to be there at fucking 5.
damn?
So it's
shit.
like 1 a.m, and I'm just butt ass tired.
Yeah.
So I laid down and slept, and then the next morning is whenever shit kind of started to hit me, but it doesn't really hit you until right then and there. Like, I describe the feeling as feeling like you have to shit, piss, and throw up all at the same time,
Damn.
bro.
Yeah.
It's not a
Damn.
good feeling. The like, luckily it was only like 10 minutes, but it's the worst feeling in the fucking world.
Holy
Damn.
shit.
But wouldn't that also be like the happiest in the world? Like having
I mean, yeah, well, no, ours specifically was not. We had
Yeah,
it was
y'all
kind of
went
a
through some
rough,
shit, huh?
yeah, it was kind of rough at the start there, but, yeah, I mean, you're happy, but just I'm talking like while things are going on, you know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
the kid's
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
shit's going on, and you're like, it hits you right then. Like you could think about it and prepare, but you can't prepare enough.
No.
You ever think like, damn, I just got like a a mini me running around type shit.
Yeah, you ever get off work and be like, holy fuck, I have a kid. Like, I forgot for a second.
I do forget sometimes. Last night I looked at her. I was like, hey, you want to go get food with me? And she's like, I can't. I was like, why? She goes, there's a kid sleeping in the other room. I can't just sleep with me alone. I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I'll go get it. I just.
Speaking of which, bro, I felt like such an idiot when your baby was being born. Because the chat was moving so fast that I wasn't reading all of it, but I knew that the baby had been born. And so, like, you guys are in the midst of turmoil, and, like, people are like, is the baby okay, blah, blah, blah. And then my dumb ass just ends the chat. I'm like, fuck yeah, bro, congrats. And then, like, somebody else, like, nobody answered, and, like, an hour went by.
I said
then
thanks.
there was yeah, you said thanks. I was like, something's off.
I wasn't impressed by anything anybody said. It was just doctors pissed me off. That's what I found. I just hate doctors, bro. All of them. From like,
because they trying to cover their ass, bro.
they just okay. One, they want all the money they can get
Yeah.
for starters. Two, we had like labs done on them a couple days ago, and she video called in for the results. And she was at work, and I was here with the kid. Mm-hmm. So she video calls in, and they're like, we can't give you all the lab results. And she's like, why? She's like, the patient has to be present. My 2-month-old son.
What the fuck?
My 2-month-old son was going to really comprehend all the lab results. But it's all right.
That's fucking. I wonder why they do that. Did they like
just
did they
piss
explain
people
it?
off? No, they didn't explain it. I'm
not.
like, technically speaking, they got out of a lot because I almost thought about suing. But technically speaking, they sent us the results, and the conversation was explaining the results, which is all we fucking want. But they're like, I can't technically sue for withholding medical information because we got the results. We just have no idea what the fuck they mean.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, they be using big boy words, and it's like, bro, dumb it down, bro. Like,
we not all doctors in this bitch.
What the fuck's a fibia? Your shin. What? Just call it your shin, bro.
For real.
Layman's terms.
Yeah.
But I had a question for y'all, both of y'all.
Go ahead, bro. Shoot.
So everything's going really good with the band.
Yep.
Would y'all ever consider doing music alone?
Ooh.
We're gonna come in with the hard hitters here today.
Music alone, as in everybody individually.
Yeah.
That is a very slippery slope. I think
for sure. I
think every band member has at least thought about it, at least once.
I have for sure.
Yeah, I think everybody's definitely thought about it, but it's one of those things where, for one, if you feel like, you know, your vision could be more properly explained on your own, you have to understand that right now we're still like at the bottom of the barrel, and what's most important is that you're with people that can scale you. So even if like this band per se, if one of the band members was like, this is not the band I want to be in the rest of my life, I want to make other tracks that are more personal to me, that I have like the most influence over, so that I have all of the feel that contains like my soul, it would be best for every single member to wait to build the boat and get to where we need to be, so that you have all those contacts to do that much easier. Because like say other than really KB, I think KB's the only one that could leave right now, and it would be very, very easy for him to scale. Because country music is just so easily pipelined.
See, but I couldn't imagine y'all splitting up, and I guarantee you, like, I'm sure that's every band. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't expect them to split up, whatever. But the thing is that, like, I understand both perspectives of not, I want to release my own shit, but not to interfere with the band. And then on the other side, like, we don't want you to release your own shit because, let's say it's just a little more successful, you go that route. Yeah. So I get both sides. Mm-hmm.
But to me, like, it's like not even an issue of like, what if your song blows up and ours doesn't? Because like, I just don't think that's a realistic point of view. It's more of like, if say if Raph left right now and he's like, all right, I'm going to do this for myself. He would have to now build an entire identity from scratch. He's going to have to build a new fan base from scratch. He's going to get like maybe 30% at max of what Morning Buzz's fan base was. That's going to transfer over. Mm-hmm. The other 70% either doesn't really give a shit or they're pissed at him for leaving. And now he's going to have to go through that entire process of finding people to record, finding people to put him on shows. All of that he has to go and redo and then scale way further than we ever did to make any sort of money.
That's the beauty of a band right now, is because we split up the work.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own roles and everybody does their own duties, you know? And the band by itself has like way more pull, way more potential than just one person, you know?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it's crossed my mind for sure, but it's like, that's not even,
It's not worth it.
it's not worth it, because now, like, we've set ourselves up, like, internally to just allow, like, full expression of whatever we're making. And it's like, all right, let's do it. Like, as long as it sounds good, like, say whatever you want on the track.
Yeah, I say that.
Make whatever you want.
We've kind of made it clear too, especially like you guys. We've talked about it a lot. Like, if say like Harry wants to make like something, because Harry likes making more like grunge EDM shit. Like, if he wants to make that, like, sick, make it. But like, also bring it to the band in case the band's like, yo, we wanna use this. And if they decide to do that, Harry gets like to say like, yeah, let's do it, or nah, I kind of want to release this like on my own. And like, if he decides that, like, we're cool with that, you know.
So making like everything a group decision.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everything goes up to a vote, and yeah, if we rock with it, we rock with it.
We're also like really working this year. At least I think it's kind of hard. I think Harrison might be on a bit of a different perspective, but at least my personal goal is to build a better identity that's more universal, so that we're not running into issues of
That's
like,
for the band, right?
yeah,
Okay.
to where like we can release multiple sonic differences in our music and not have that be like an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we like, our focus moves around so much between what we like and what we want to do that it wouldn't make sense for us to be like, we are this kind of band sonically and we make this kind of music. Like, if you were to look at the NewSkies mixtape,
It's all over the place.
it's all over the place.
All over the place.
And
So-
yeah.
Y'all saying that like we're looking to do that, like what, like individually, like start like with you, what are some of your goals for us, like in the future, for us to like either points to get to or things to do to help us get to that point?
Okay, so there's a couple things. First off, we need to take a hard look at what our identity is right now, what our brand is right now, and see, like, does the identity we have right now have a ceiling, right? And are we going to run into problems later if we kind of like take that suck it up perspective and like stick to what it is now? Or are we going to be looking ahead and what we think we're going to look like and try to make something that can still fit that as well? And so my primary goal is to make an identity that can be very universal all of the time. My second goal, I would say, would just be what we really need to do is our music needs to get a lot better. It needs to get a lot more technical, because I think the music we make right now has a ceiling. And I think it's not that it's bad per se, but it just it doesn't have longevity.
Yeah, what do you mean by technical?
Technical in the sense of like better musicianship, better mixing, and overall better ideas and better concepts. If you were to look at like our top song right now, like I Hate All Your Friends, it is a song that concept-wise is, although it's very digestible and it's super easy to consume, the music industry right now is so flooded with people trying to make very consumable, very easy music to make.
It's very pop.
Yeah.
Very
that
pop.
like, it just, you have no uniqueness to yourself when you make that sort of music, and I dislike that. So like, moving forward, I said technical, making songs that feel more mature, concept-wise and musicianship-wise, is going to be really, really essential to us, like pushing forward and continuing to evolve.
So you're looking for more like a niche group.
Yeah, definitely. It's
we
weird.
want like a cult following is what we were trying to get. And
Yeah.
right now, like, we kind of do, but
When you say cult, do you mean like people who will follow us not just because of our music, like who we are?
Absolutely.
Or like,
yes.
Yeah.
And right now, like, I would say we kind of do, but at the same time, we should be fully expressing what we want to express
Yeah.
in our music instead of making something for the purpose of
To try to get blow up.
Yeah.
to try to just blow up. Yeah, exactly. And I think off rip, we were like, this the one that's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck, that
You
was
said that about every song.
Ah, yeah. Wait, this one right here is gonna blow up. But like,
Well, you said it about I Hate All Your Friends, and
yeah,
it did
I
a
mean-
little bit.
Unfortunately.
yeah.
Yes.
But-
Isaac hates singing that song,
I
bro.
hate it. I hate it so much. But, damn, I just lost my train of thought.
I mean, that being said, do you think that we like in 2022, do you think we hit the ceiling of where we needed to be or no?
I think we were pretty damn close
Yeah, same.
across the
Yeah.
board, whether that be from a show standpoint and a music standpoint. I feel like we're very, very close to our ceiling right now.
Yeah.
And we desperately need to make a big pivot in everything that we do to keep people
Yeah.
interested.
So
Yeah.
y'all
Gotta-
feel like y'all's ceiling and y'all's floor is too close right now? Y'all want to expand the ceiling and maybe lower
Yeah.
the floor a little bit?
At the beginning of the year, we were like, how do we? The main question was, how do we pack a punch ourselves and move differently 2023?
Yeah.
And we just started thinking, is we got to move completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different. Because right now you can throw us into the same group that every other artist in DFW is doing. You know what I'm saying? Like playing these venues, playing these shows, same set, little changes here and there, same image. You could throw it all under the same category, but
It just gets old.
I mean, people are listening to the same type of music and like seeing the same shows. A lot of people that come to our shows, it's like, I've seen them already, you know? I've heard these songs live, you know? And it's like, how do we step that up? How do we make this a better experience for the audience?
Yeah.
But also, that being said, like, I know I look at it like this, but I don't know if you guys do, because y'all like are so focused on like the future, making sure everything's like to like the best it can be. But like, definitely don't take for granted like where we went, like what we did in 2022.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because like looking back, bro, like from like when we first started, like we always joked about like, yo, we're gonna play like South by Southwest, ACL, all this shit, and like we low key fucking did. Like we played South by Southwest. We went to the Whiskey Go Go. Like we went on a whole last tour, bro. Like a lot of bands definitely don't do that. And like the first
not.
year and a half,
the time
2 years.
frame that we did it. Yeah.
How many bands in Fort Worth do y'all know that have played in Nashville or Tampa or Atlanta?
I don't really know very many bands at all in Fort Worth to begin with, but bands, I don't even know a single band in Fort Worth that's not like metal, because there's actually a really big metal scene in DFW. But other than metal, there's not. They're like the groundwork is like, as we speak, getting paved for indie and alternative music.
It's a lot of rap too. I know a lot of rap.
Same.
A lot of rap.
Yeah, but like there's bands in Denton like Crosswalk that are like helping build communities.
Crosswalk's a good one. For
and DFW that are gonna help like push
the whole
audiences into alternative and like help find those kids that are looking for that sort of music. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But as a whole, we need to find a way to make new experiences, because with how like fast media's moving and how fast people move, because of that, people, like Raf said, they don't want to go and experience the exact same thing they just experienced. You know what I mean? And right now, with the music that we have, I think you could compare it to MGK's album. Everybody loved it when it came out, but then it eventually gets old because it's so consumable that it doesn't have any form of longevity.
Yeah.
So
that's our goal, is being timeless.
Yeah.
That's our goal.
Getting to a point where we start to make more timeless art.
Build a legacy.
Yeah. And
because
we
could be that band that just tours and tours and tours and just play shows and make our money that way. But if we could get the money off streams, you know,
why have to tour?
Why have to tour? Why would that not be our goal? You know, like, just be way easier.
Yeah.
And like, we love playing shows. It's a fucking blast, but it's hard work being on the road. Like,
facts.
That tour was draining.
Yeah, especially like with the situations we were put into, like being stuck in like the small ass car and shit like that, not having to put all of our gear, our luggage, and everything in the back of a tiny ass car.
And we didn't even bring all our gear, bro.
And that's another thing.
Sent a bunch home.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
And like,
bro.
just think, if we had like fucking like a bus or a van or like a trailer at that time, then we could have just used that, and like I feel like that could have helped us be more successful on the tour as well.
Y'all hear that? We taking donations.
We got to GoFundMe start right now.
Tour was
link in description.
I mean, it was a great learning experience for me.
Oh, absolutely.
But past that, it was really rough.
Yeah.
It was mentally taxing being in the car that much.
Yeah.
Having to be surrounded by your bandmates who were like breathing on you the entire, like, what was it, 8 days?
Yeah.
8 days. And
11-hour car rides every other day.
It doesn't help either when you get off stage and you don't like how you played.
So you're pissed off at each other.
Yeah. So you get back in the car and you're pissed off at each
other. And then you got a show tomorrow, same shit. And it's like, fuck, like, we don't even have time to work these.
Adjust and.
Kinks out or nothing. It's like, let's roll.
And the shows we were playing had like next to no one in it. So
and when it did, we like, it was really cool but really sad at the same time. Like the Oklahoma show, like we had more people than anybody like there. Like we had like so many friends pull up, and it was
Oklahoma. Like, it's not even our hometown. We're like, bro, fuck.
Like, where the crowd at?
Hey, the Fort Worth show went crazy though.
Fort Worth show was the best show of the tour, to be honest. Well, Florida was pretty fun. Florida was pretty fucking fun.
See, but the show itself, do y'all feel like Florida was better than Fort Worth, or just what y'all did around the show?
How we played?
In Florida, I played a lot better in Florida.
I think we all did.
Florida was a vibe for sure.
I had a lot of bass issues in Fort Worth.
We went skinny dipping up there.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
It was hard.
That was
Shit
cool.
was fun as fuck.
That was wild, yeah.
What do y'all think the most important things the band did growth wise through 2022 into 2023?
Ooh,
That's a great question.
And on top of that,
Motherfucker.
where do you think we're gonna be, and what do we need to focus on in 2023?
Damn, relax, bro.
yeah,
Relax.
we'll answer that one in a second. What do I think we... Repeat it one more time?
What do y'all think y'all grew on the best in 2022, and that y'all are going to continue to build on into 2023?
I would say, being like a team, understanding the dynamic between each other.
Yeah.
2022 was like huge for us. And then like we were like a well lubricated machine type shit. Like you're doing this, and we're gonna get everything done within a month. And we have like 5 things that we got to take care of, and it would get done. Like bottom line, it would get done no matter what. And it was just fucking. It was beautiful, to be honest. Like the growth of that, I was like super impressed.
Do y'all feel like y'all focused on the numbers less?
Yeah. We didn't have fucking time to look at them.
We didn't even have time to look. Yeah, exactly. That us.
Which is crazy because y'all's first project dropped.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we dropped that shit, and then we're like, well, we got this music video we got to work on. Fuck, let's go. We got to plan the show. But we don't want to play like a regular ass show. Like, we want to make this an experience for everybody, you know? And
NewSkies?
yeah, NewSkies, bro.
Like, so many hours went into that. We built all of us built a fucking whole ass big ass stage.
Yep.
We went and bought like buckets and poured concrete, mixed concrete, made these huge poles and shit.
105-degree weather
Packed
out there.
all of that
fucking
bitch onto a trailer, bro.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
drove it over there.
And I think working towards like the future, what we can improve is like being more efficient with doing that kind of stuff, you know, because we can make an experience and go all out, build a stage, build a whole environment at a venue. But if we can do that in a smarter way with less money, like that should be our goal. That's our main thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
one thing I noticed y'all did a lot less in 2022 than y'all did in 21.
spit.
Y'all did like less live streams and shit. Y'all notice that?
Yeah.
That's because we didn't have time.
We would like
And we didn't
It's
practice.
not like y'all missed out on like fan interaction. Obviously, y'all were replying to comments, thanking people for posting on their story and shit like that. But like y'all just
Yeah, we weren't
like
going live.
the online interaction there.
Yeah.
I think the main thing was the music video, bro. The music videos like took me and Isaac away, and that was like our only focus, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just Harry and Kolton, just like trying to keep up with that.
Yeah.
It's half the team, you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
literally.
So
half
y'all
the
think that'll be
division.
coming back a little bit this year?
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Now that they're not slaving away their lives to the music
bro.
video,
Yeah.
like
Jesus Christ.
like we're gonna have a lot more. Like when we practiced the other day, like we filmed hella content at the end. Like we're debating on going live, but we still had a little bit of stuff to do. But like now that we're actually back to practicing, like in that go mode again, like definitely a lot more content, a lot more live stuff. Like
Yeah, y'all gonna be. Yeah, y'all
think,
will see some shit from us for sure.
I think of like a big thing that I thought was a positive, even though we had, like you said, like some negatives with me and Raph getting pulled away so heavily. I think one of like the big things, at least for myself, I hit like this cap after I wrote the portion of Break Me, where I was like, I was feeling uninspired musically, and I just couldn't write. And so like I needed a lot of time to step away from that and explore some other mediums of art. And now like finished the music video, I've been writing a bunch, and also like taking that breath away, removing myself, and being able to look back at like the stuff that I did write and the stuff that we did make, be like, okay, these are my honest opinions now that like I'm emotionally pulled out of all of these songs. And it gave me a lot of time to think about like what I would want to sound like moving forward. You know what I mean? And so I think that was a really big positive.
I feel like
for
that
me.
definitely happens after like every big thing that we have. So like after I don't know if y'all felt it, but like after the NewSkies show, like a lot of people don't realize like post-show depression is fucking real. Like you go and like
that
you're on
shit
stage,
hits.
like playing in front of like 300-400 people, like jamming out, having the time of your life, just vibing with the crowd.
Fucking crowd
And
surfing
then,
and
yeah,
shit.
that's what I'm saying. And then you go to like back to your like 9 to 5, and you're like, and then you get fucking
Stalking
yelled at
people.
by somebody, and like you're like, what the fuck?
I
Like,
shouldn't even be doing this
I
right now.
shouldn't be doing this. Yeah.
Like, bro, do you know who I am, bro?
Well, it's kind of like a high, like
Get fucking
coming
humbled.
down off like
Yeah.
a It's weird to put
It's
it
a
like
drug.
this, but
It's a
like
drug.
taking it off of like a junkie coming off of crack, basically.
Yeah,
Like
it's a drug.
I want more.
That is.
But like
Yeah.
that kind of put like at least me in like a little rut. I don't know about y'all, but like a little rut for like a little bit, and like I couldn't find motivation to do anything. So I was like just dragging around. Like coming to practice, I'd be like, and I was also getting sick a lot because I just take the immune system shots. So I was like getting sick a lot. So it was just like downing at that time. And then like we started filming all the shit for the music video and like a bunch of this other stuff. I don't even know what really kicked it into motivation mode for me. But like over the past like 2 months, like I hope y'all can tell, like
Definitely.
like me sitting there doing research, upgrading equipment, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've just got this huge span of like motivational shit that like this is what I want to do, and so like I need to start investing in that more to make it, you know, go up.
Definitely.
Rock.
I assume that has to do with the them being gone. You know, you're
Yeah.
not working on music and shit all the time, so
Yeah.
with them being gone,
And
you,
that- and
you
that's
just had to
the-
focus
you
on
know,
yourself.
within-
That's like what y'all said earlier, like when you were saying like, I don't remember what you were saying, like about how like as a band, like as a team, you know, like I feel like without like y'all two there, it's like it's really not the same, and so you don't like get that click feeling of like this is like you have fun doing it. Like when it's just me and Harry, like yeah, it's still fun, but like it feels like you're missing something, you know, because like we want to play a song and Harry wants to solo and like Raph's not there. Or like we want to sing a song, but none of us can sing it because it's your key. Like it just feels wrong, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I think I don't know. It's a very weird dynamic because we're trying to scale as fast as possible, and so we're trying to take as minimal amount of breaks as possible. So we're not allowing ourselves to fully
Slow
like
down.
refresh our brains so that we can continue to press forward. So like KB was saying, like right after that NewSkies show. Luckily for me and Raph, we had that music video, or else I think we would have been in the same boat of like sitting there trying to figure out what to do and like not being able to make anything. Because there was a couple times me and Raph would went into the studio after NewSkies, we just couldn't. We would get like 8 bars into a track that we're making, and we just like couldn't get it past there consistently. So it's difficult, man, because all these like big artists will post like an album every 2 years, and so they'll drop their album, and while they're touring, they'll kind of rest and cook up a little bit, and then after that tour is over, they can kind of resume back into making their art. But since we like cannot afford to do that without losing a big chunk of our fan base, it's like you're just pushing yourself past your limit creatively. And
the hardest part with that is like media, all forms of media is just so like it's consumed so quickly. Like we spend a year on a music video and people watch it in 10 minutes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like
And the fact that people don't even know that it's out. Some people. Like,
some people don't even know that it's out. But we fucking slaved away. We all learn like different fucking skills and everything. But like,
yeah, that's what a lot of people didn't watch the video, which is actually a good point. But we were talking goals and shit in review in 2022. And one of the things I said is I don't focus on numbers. Like I can't focus on numbers because then it just turns you away. That's how a lot of people quit. Like you can look at certain numbers and be a little inspired. Like I'm sitting here, you know, this podcast could go on for however long we want it to. It's going to take me 2 weeks to edit, and I'm going to get it done editing right probably the day before it comes out. It comes out, and then you go look, and it's like 30 views.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn. But then you see, like, retention numbers are awesome, like being able to see how long people are watching it. And I've definitely noticed since, you know, Kolton came on, that retention is skyrocketed. Like, people are watching, even though we're not getting, like, huge volume. I think it's just a consistency thing. I ain't giving Kolton any credit.
thanks.
But, you know, like, you see people are...
bro,
you can see people are sitting through and actually, like, taking in the content more, which is awesome. But it's hard to just, like, you know, you could look at it for what YouTube kind of tries to do is, like, point at views based, but really at the end of the day, that's not what matters. If I can get one person to sit down and watch an hour-long podcast, it's a win. I don't give a shit. Like,
that's a dub.
That's also what we're saying about like connection stuff. Like that's how like you build like as a band too, is like making connections, like bringing people in, stuff like that kind of help you build up. It's same with the podcast, like bringing these guys on, bringing me on, stuff like that. It's like gonna slowly over time like build
it builds
that.
both of us. You know, like y'all's fans come over and watch. Like I've noticed on Instagram a lot. Some people that after Harrison came on, everybody's like, oh, you know, I know them. So, and Kolton's connected, so let's watch. You know what I mean? So, like, you notice stuff like that. And then, obviously, people that don't listen to y'all's music that much. Like, I know friends that we went to high school with, and they're like, I've heard of Kolton's band, but I haven't really listened to their music. And I'm like, listen to it, bro. It's good. And then they'll listen to it, and they'll be like, I mean, I think a couple of them have texted Kolton and said, hey, like, your band's actually legit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a friend text me from fucking Tennessee the other day and was like, yo, I didn't know you were in a band. And I was like,
Motherfucker.
I was like, yeah. I was like, it's going pretty good, but yeah, I've been in a band for like almost 3 years now. And and they were like, yeah, but like y'all are like for real a band. And I was like, yeah, like been trying to be, you know, like
we do this, bro. Like,
that's the thing about social media, bro, is everything just starts to get drowned out. Like everybody, that's why with like Instagram and stuff, I just don't post very often, because you post every day like everybody else, and then it's just
it's oversaturated.
See, ours is the opposite. Like we kind of have to post like every day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, like with,
trying to put it
with a brand type shit, you know what I mean? Like you gotta promote that shit, but like your personal Instagram, how often do you post? You want it to be a little more meaningful, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like brand shit's all about quantity, and then personal is all about quality for me.
Definitely.
That's a good that's a good little mindset.
Because with ours and like retention and stuff, like the more we post, like the more people it's gonna reach.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, retention's gone up a bunch.
We've only been doing it for like a week, bro.
Yeah.
And like
but we posted we went up about 50% on productivity, because we got a social media manager recently who's been helping us. She's super great. She's been helping us like get our videos out and helping us edit them. So all the stuff that like me and Raph have been making for this music video, she's taking that content and helping us like edit that, because me and Raph just did not have the time to sit there and make 4 TikTok edits of this video.
Oh no, it's definitely a lot better to have somebody up your ass. Like now for me, it's like if I don't get this podcast out on time, I'm doing everything myself, but if I don't get it on time, I'm letting Kolton down. I'm letting whoever we had on down. You know what I mean? Like it's a little more out of pressure, and it's better. It's definitely better for us.
Like that, and it's also like accountability, because like you'll call me and be like, yo, you're coming at 7, and I'll call you sometimes and be like, yo, we like having these people on, blah blah blah. Like so it's like just accountability.
It's definitely good to have. That's what that's another thing that we're talking about, like with the band and stuff, like having 4 people compared to just being on your own. You have 4 people pushing each other. It's a big deal. It's definitely important.
That's a really big thing for me. I'm very, very terrible about like personal accountability.
Oh, 100%. I am too. I know exactly where you're coming from.
Without this band, I wouldn't be doing jack shit with myself at all. I would just be sitting there and be like, oh, dude, it'd be so dope if I did this. But like having like for instance, for like the fucking video, like I'd been wanting to make one, and it wasn't until Raph was like, let's fucking do it. And now I'm spending money and he's spending money, and it's like,
it's an investment.
If we don't get this shit to work, I'm letting him down, he's letting me down, you know what I mean? So we literally had no choice but to see that through. Like there was no jumping ship. There was multiple points where me and Raph would rewatch the footage, and we would be like, it would just go silent. And then we would just stop working on it. We'd come up with an excuse, because neither one of us would vocally admit that it wasn't going well, because if we did that, we probably would have dropped it.
It's just manifesting, bro. You got to keep it positive.
Yeah, not once did we say like
anything bad.
No.
Nothing bad.
Other than like if we had like a bad shoot, but even then, like y'all were like, oh, let's just run it again. Like y'all never said anything bad.
Every single time. And like when we watched that footage back after the first shoot, we were like, we didn't say nothing, but we were both on the same page. And then we're like, okay, well, what if we did this? What if we did this?
Oh yeah,
it's hard.
It's almost like with writing and shit, you got like a rough draft. Like that's all it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude, it was crazy, because we had finished we shot the first half of the video, which was supposed to be the full portion back in, what was it? Was it March or was it February? I think it was March.
March or April.
Yeah. And so we went back, we watched footage, we cut it up, and we're like, oh yeah,
that's enough.
We have enough. And then we left it there for 5 months because neither one of us wanted to address it
at all, bro.
But when the album finished, we had to come back to it, and we're like, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
And so I think I had $60 in my bank account, and we're like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this, and this, and we like completely doubled the project amount.
Did y'all jump back from scratch, or did y'all take a little bit of
No, we kept everything we shot.
We kept everything we
shot.
But
what we did was we just
added everything.
We were like, it's so funny to me.
The whole point was to tell a story, and that whole narrative, like, it wasn't, you couldn't tell the narrative from the footage.
Yeah, it was just, we were just in our white room.
I remember, so the night I found out she was pregnant, Kolton had me come out And that's when y'all were making. I want to say that's when y'all were making the shirts that y'all wore in the music video.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then the music video just came out. Like
Yeah.
that was almost a year ago.
Yep.
And the music video just dropped. But
yeah.
another question I had: where do y'all see 2023 taking y'all physically? Like, any plans for shows out of state or anything?
Oof. That sort of stuff it's really hard to tell because we have a couple things lined up. We have a homie Bryce. Shout out to, I think they're called Second Base. I believe it's second or third base, but I think it's Second Base. He just joined a new band with his little sister. They're super dope. We are trying to get a show track with them going in Denton, Fort Worth, and I think either Austin or Dallas. So like things like that. But as far as like going on another tour, that sort of stuff, like you just meet the right people and it eventually moves. But
itself
like
out.
you can't start the year and be like, all right, we're gonna tour this state, this state, this state, and this state. Unfortunately, it's just not doable because you need like local support and you need a full track and somebody's got to set that all up. And Blake sure as hell ain't gonna set that all up. So like, you have to really like find the right people, and I think we will. We'll find people to put us on and do all that. But physically, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Me and Raph trying to go to Brazil though.
We do have some really big shit planned, but we can't drop that yet.
We can't say shit.
But we are gonna do some wild shit.
Harry's grandma wants us to come and play in fucking
Yeah.
where's that at? Thailand.
Yeah,
bro.
we'll probably do that. That'll probably be a 2024 activity.
That'll be sick.
But we're gonna do. She has festival hookups, music festival hookups in
Fucking
Tokyo,
Thailand.
Tokyo, Thailand,
That's
and
hard.
one other spot.
That's hard.
And so when we get big enough to where we have like probably 100,000 monthly listeners, somewhere in that range, wherever we're at in 2024, we're gonna shoot over to Asia.
Start pursuing that.
Yeah, see if we can go global. That'd be nice.
It's
Go ahead.
it's off like rip, but like you said something and it was reminded me. I got some like hella cool to tell you guys, like
Ooh.
connections wise. So I got a connection the day before yesterday for my business, and there, you know how in the movie Yellowstone they like shot part of it here in like DFW.
It's a TV show, but okay, go on.
TV show, whatever. They shot it here in like Fort Worth area.
I didn't know that, but
Yeah,
sure,
they
go on.
shot part of it in Fort Worth. And when they did, it was like a week and a half long process. Well, one of my dad's coworkers, his brother owns like a food truck company, and the whole week that he was there, his food truck was parked there, like serving the people, and he does that for apparently like a bunch of different like studio producers and shit like that. And so my dad was talking to him about my business, and he was like, that's actually crazy because the whole time I was there, the actors and stuff were like asking if I sold drinks and stuff like that. And so like I don't have anything to do that. So I was like, no. So my dad gave him his card, and he said next time he gets an event like that, he's going to hit me up to come and do it for him. I was
That's
like, that
hard.
would be so
hard.
sick. 'Cause that's
be dope.
That's big.
That is really big.
Yeah.
I know this is off topic. We don't even have this written down, but what he said just reminded me. Did y'all know Kendrick shot a music video in Fort Worth?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
actually.
What
yeah.
the fuck?
Oh yeah, actually, it was at the
I took a
Garden.
girl on a
Water
date there
Gardens.
once.
Water Garden.
That was very funny to watch.
How did he do that? Like, and nobody
knew.
Nobody
They
knew.
shut that shit down.
I'm sure they shut it down.
They shut
Yeah.
that shit down. What's his name? He was there in Florida with us.
Ooh,
Which one?
The dude we stayed with. His name
Evan?
is Ian.
Ian.
No. The
Not
dude,
Ian?
No, not Ian. The dude that took us out to dinner, bought us dinner, bought us drinks and shit.
Oh,
Was that in LA?
It's
was in
it's
LA.
big. Oh wait, it's in LA.
Either.
Are you talking about
'cause
Big-
Ayana was there.
Ayana was there.
Talking about Henry?
Henry.
Abudo. Yeah.
Henry,
Bro. Henry's a character, man. I love
Henry's a
Henry.
character. Henry helped with that.
Yeah.
Henry was like catering.
Yeah,
for
because
that
he
whole
owns
event
food
type
truck
shit.
companies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
He's
he
getting with him
and
too.
he signed like an NDA to not say shit or some shit. And
That's
it was
crazy.
like, yeah.
They made that shit look so much cooler than it was too.
Oh yeah.
They did a great job
They,
framing that.
The reason I saw it was some shit it was like something Fort Worth posted like not the behind the
Film.
scenes, but they were
Film
just
Fort
showing.
Fort Worth. It's
Yeah,
Fort Worth.
they were showing the shit.
We just got
Where
we just
they
got
shot
shouted
that
out for
shit.
Film Fort Worth the
Yeah, we
other
got a
day.
shout out from Silver. That was crazy.
Yeah, that felt
Maybe
good.
that's how
Yeah.
I ran across their page or something because they
It
said
was
something
big.
to you
Okay.
about y'all, and then
Yeah.
I like looked at it, but I was like looking through what the hell it was, and it was like all of the places that he filmed in there, and you're like, doesn't even look like the
what
same
fuck?
place.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's
the black and
I hate
white
the
did
angles.
bits to make that look a lot better.
you saying that. That's low key why I have so much faith in this band. Because like, when we need something or like we talk about like doing something or like just anything, like within that same week, some shit happens. Like we'll talk about getting
That is
posted
so
on
true.
something,
Honestly.
That is
and
so
like
That is
fucking
hella
true.
the next day, like they'll post us on their story, and we're like, what the fuck? Like,
Well, you gotta
Yeah.
think about that. Like, it's kind of crazy that y'all played South by Southwest. That's something I've heard of, and I'm
Yeah.
not like in music whatsoever. I know what that is. So
That
like,
was huge. That was wild.
that was so fun. Isaac's ass getting kicked out.
Yeah, that was funny.
Did you hear about that story?
no, I need to hear that.
Yeah, let's go, Isaac.
Bro, so
It is funny because we were all drinking too.
dude, I was pissed, dude. I was so mad. My dumbass baby face got me in trouble. We're down in Austin, and we play a show. We get little drink tickets, and everybody just saw me up on stage. Like, there's no question why I'm there. You know what I mean? And we get off, and we're chilling with Rap's homies, and I forget his name. It's the one with the glasses on. It might have been Ramin.
Nah, that wasn't Ramin. That was Ramin's friend. I just met him that day too.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was was it his friend or was it Ramin that bought us drinks?
With the Ramin bought his drink.
Okay, yeah, so it was Ramin.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, I want to get you a drink. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Because even if I have drink tickets, I never go up to the bar just in case. And so he got me a vodka cran because that's my shit. And I'm sitting there having a great old time, just playing.
You can tell this man ain't drinking yet.
Shut your ass up. I'm having a great ass time, bro. We get off stage, we're feeling like the fucking dudes. We just played for like 800 people in that shit. Like,
That was wild.
That was crazy.
and I take off my mask for like a split second to take a drink, and this girl comes up to me, and she had like psycho eyes, dude. Like, you ever met those like blonde white girls, and they're just like
That's like 90%
They're just
of
like-
them, bro.
stare like their
your
eyeballs are
soul.
just humongous in comparison to their eyelids. And she's like, hey, can I have a drink? And it was empty. I just finished it, and I was like, sure. Like, hand it over to her, and she's like, I'm gonna be taking that. You're not 21. And I was like,
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
yeah, I was like, yes, I am. She was like, no, you're not. I'm like, then how do I have this wristband? And she's like, show me your ID. I'm like, I don't have my wallet on me. I literally have this wristband on. I just finished playing. Like, I'm 21. She's like, no, you're not. You're not 21. You need, like, give me that. I better not see you drinking for the rest of the night. I'm like, okay, fine. I won't. I'll fold. And
You got caught drinking again.
no,
No,
I
it
didn't.
wasn't even his
Rap
drink.
comes over and he's like, bro, like, get another one. Like, she's not gonna find out. There's so many people in here. I'm like, bro, she's watching me, bro. I can feel it. I don't know where this bitch is.
She
but
was, bro.
she's,
She was
she's
like,
fucking watching.
she was like
Nah,
at
bro,
the
you
bar
tripping,
just
bro.
staring.
Yeah, he's like, nah, bro. Like, and
She
he's all
was
laughing at
watching
me.
his ass, bro.
He was all laughing at me
Watching
because,
his
like, anytime I get in trouble like this, I just start freaking the fuck out.
It's always Isaac too.
It's always me, dude. I'll have to tell you about the Urban Outfitters story afterwards. But anytime, like, I get into any sort of trouble, I just get paranoid as shit. And so I'm like, bro, she's watching me. I know it. Like, she's somewhere just fucking lurking in the shadows, just on me. I didn't take another sip of drink, of anything. Nobody, like, gave me a sip, nothing. Just chilled. I go in the bathroom to pee. And this dude comes in, he's like, hey, y'all gotta get out. Y'all gotta get out right now. We're calling the cops. And I was like, what? He's like, you need to leave. And I was like, he's like, I'm escorting you out of this right now. I'm like, man, I'm about to look like an idiot. And so I'm like, can I at least grab my gear? Like, I just played. Like, I have a really expensive ass equipment back there. And he's like, yeah, sure. So he like let me grab it, walk me out. And then I was like getting my stuff and like loading it into the Equinox. And Harry comes like, hey, don't go back in there, bro. The cops just showed up and they're looking for you. And I was like, this is so fucking dumb, bro. This bitch sucks, dude. And
Just because you had a drink and you
yeah.
were 20, like you weren't even.
No, yeah,
you weren't
I
even
was
that
like,
far off,
no.
bro. Come on.
And
he is
I had
21
my,
now, guys.
I had my long curly hair too, so I looked really young, to be honest. But the next day, Harrison went back. They ended up like everybody ended up leaving. Harrison went back the next day, and I think it was the same girl. She was like standing behind Harrison listening to him. He's like, and Ernie was like, hey, how old are you, bro? He's like, hey, I'm 20. She's like, oh, you're 20? How'd you get in here? Huh? How'd you get in here? And then Harrison ended up getting kicked out too, so I felt a lot better after.
It
It,
was
it
on
was
a
still
mission,
chill because
bro.
after we played, bro, like we got like a drink or two in. Like Isaac got kicked out, and we just went back and ran up Mario Party till like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
She was live.
I was definitely butthurt though.
No, I
butthurt
would've
as
been
fuck.
too.
So what's the Urban Outfitter story then?
Dude,
I don't know if we can talk about that, right?
why would
Yeah, that's bad PR.
is that bad PR?
Yeah.
Is that actually?
Nah, I don't know.
I don't think it's really bad PR.
You don't think so?
I mean, is Urban Outfitters gonna fucking watch this?
I mean, it's their fault.
Unless
they
they're
got
one of the
cameras.
fucking 27 people that watching it.
so we were this like right when the band started forming. It was pretty early
Yeah.
on, and Rap's like, let's steal some shit.
I was there too, yeah, because the thing went off.
But
On
Rap's
some-
like,
This is like 4 years ago. So
It's like a
y'all-
stuffed
I feel
toy.
like y'all are,
Rap's
y'all are
like,
clear.
Rap's like,
Y'all are good.
bro, let's steal some shit. And like,
what did you even take?
I'll get to that.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I've never stolen anything. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I need to prove myself. And actually, no, I had stolen one thing from Urban Outfitters before. So like, okay, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I got this. But the first time I had stolen some AirPod like little case, and so I didn't realize that the little sticker has
white
a little
one?
it has a little sticker. But the first time, luckily, I took it out and just put it in my pocket and then put the thing back on. But this time, I just took the whole thing and threw it in my bag. And so the shit starts fucking beeping as we're leaving. This motherfucker's got a Rick and Morty plush in his goddamn cargo pants.
My fucking pocket, bro.
And we don't know which one it is. I know it's me though because the sensor was on the thing, and I was just like thinking, because I remember seeing that sticker. I was like, what the fuck is that sticker gonna do, bro?
Raph was low-key smooth going back in though, because like, you know that little spin he does? He like did the spin, but
No, bro, I was the smooth one, bro.
No, you were smooth too, but I'm saying like how Raph got it out of his pocket, bro. He did his little.
I'm a star.
he did his little spin, but as he did his spin, he took the fucking plush out of his pocket, like handed it to one of.
That was me, you jackass.
That was you.
Yeah, you had
You left it in there. Let me.
What?
I'm getting there, bro.
I didn't leave it in there.
You left your plush in your cargo, and you just kept walking.
Oh yeah. I just kept walking.
I guess I
I
just
took it.
expect
You
him to be
turned
the
back.
badass, so I just like.
It's like wait. And I was doing the fucking thing, and we're just walking out. I'm like, play cool. He's like, can you come back in here? Your bag's ringing. I was like, okay, I got you. And as he turns around, I take it out and I press it on Raph's chest.
Yeah, and I
but
just grab that shit.
this fucking dude, bro. There's a dude, and he's just fucking sitting in the window, bro. And he's like this.
He's just eyeing us, bro.
It's like some fucking white dad with his 14-year-old daughter, and he's just like,
Oh, so he's not even employed.
no.
Nah, he's just
like-
there, bro.
like
Motherfucker
this.
was just there, bro.
And so he knows that I took it out of the bag because he was watching me. I made eye contact with him as I'm putting it on Raph's chest. I'm like, what the fuck are you gonna do, bro? What are you gonna do to me? And so I walked back in, he checked my bag, he's like, oh, you're good. It must have just been a fluke. But the dude obviously knows that I stole something. And I get in the car and we're driving off, and I just see the employee through the door, like, videoing us. And I was like, fuck, bro.
Nigel, bro. It was
I was like-
Nigel,
it was
bro.
Nigel.
Legally,
It's
bro,
fucking
there's
Nigel.
nothing they can do. So it's
And I was
like,
like, fuck, bro, what if he calls the cops? Like, in my head, I'm like freaking out.
how are they gonna prove it? They don't have fucking
once
cameras.
Once you're
He's
outside of the
geeking.
store, they can't do anything.
Yeah.
But we're driving out.
Keegan.
And a fucking cop car starts going off. The sirens go off, and it's driving our way. And I'm like, Harrison, bro, turn, bro, turn, bro, drive, bro. And so he
we
turns.
just laughing in that shit.
Yeah, they're just fucking laughing at me. And we end up sitting down at Gus's Chicken. And you can tell, like, I'm anxious. I'm anxious
And we
as
changed
fuck.
your number on your phone, bro.
Bro, can you stop reading the damn story, bro? Chill.
Tell it.
So
This is
we're
my
sitting there.
podcasting partner, guys.
I'm trying to eat the chicken, dude, and I'm like fucking shaking, bro. But I'm like not trying to act like a fucking bitch, you know what I'm saying? But I am at heart. And so I'm like eating, and Harrison changes, or no, Raph changes
He
his.
changed my contact
Yeah.
name to 911,
He changed it to 911.
and I called his phone.
And he called my phone, and he's like, bro, 911, bro. 911's calling, bro. And I was like, don't answer it, bro. Don't answer it. I was like, please, I don't want to go to jail, bro. They must have had your plates or something, bro. And he answers it, and it's just fucking Raph's voice, and he's sitting next to me. I'm not even looking at him. He just holds up the phone. And I felt like fucking idiot. I felt like such an idiot that I fell for 911 out of anything. But yeah, so anytime I get in any sort of trouble, I just fucking flip out, honestly. My private school did not prepare me for
Private school doesn't prepare you for anything
Yeah, it
except how to go to church.
pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
That's why I'm sending my kid to one.
Oh my God.
So he doesn't have a kid at my age.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, we're gonna have one more question, and then we'll take a little break.
R.I.P., bro.
Oh, you got a P. I thought you said R.I.P. I was
R.I.P., bro.
R.I.P.
He's
What?
like, keep it going, man.
Who? I want each of you to tell me your top 5 artists personally. I don't care who
Ooh.
goes first. I just need one at a
Personally?
time. Personally, not who you look up to.
Me first? You want me
Not
to
who
go?
you look up to. Who you jam?
It's
into.
funny because
Who I
like,
jam the most?
oh, okay, like right now.
Right now.
Okay.
What if it's like one artist that like you literally only listen to?
Well, you don't have to worry about it. You're not answering the question. So
loser.
Okay, my
Part of
top
the band
my
too,
top
guys.
artist this year was Mac Miller. Raph put me on super heavy, and I started deep diving his shit, and I started listening to him like so much. So my top this year would have been Mac Miller. I would say next to that would probably be Dijon. I listen to a lot of Dijon. After that, right now, I'd probably say the Backseat Lovers. I've been listening to them nonstop. That's 3. Number 4, I would say the Marias are probably my number 4. I listen to a lot of the Marias. And then my number 5 kind of varies at that point. I'm just listening to a lot of people's singles. But if I had to pick somebody that was like my favorite, it'd probably be Faye Webster. I fuck with Faye Webster so heavy.
Never heard of any of those people except for Mac.
That's right, bitch.
I'm not big into Mac. I'm not big into Mac. This guy's edgy. I got it.
Yeah, all like indie girl shit. Honestly, other than Mac Miller and Dijon.
He's into that underground shit. You probably never heard of him.
Yeah, all have like 2 million monthly listeners.
But the same way I put him on Mac Miller, he put me on Dijon.
Yeah.
So my top artist this year was Dijon, and number 2 was Mac Miller. But Mac Miller has been my number 1 for like fucking 6 years. Some shit, like always been number 1. And then so Dijon, Mac Miller. I listen to a lot of Cage Elephant. Recently I've been listening to a lot of Men I Trust. Shout out Ali. She put me on Men I Trust. 5, bro. Fucking. I go everywhere, bro. I'm really in like a whole bunch of different shit. I be going to like old Spanish music. Who'd I say, bro?
Bro, you're not gonna. I'm surprised you haven't said him yet.
Boy Gene?
Who?
Who?
I forget the name, bro. You used to bump them fat for a minute. You were on a big spurt. You have their vinyls. It's the guy that wrote the album in his car.
Oh, Carsey Harris, bro. Carsey Harris goes hard. I would say top. Yeah, he's in the top 5 for sure. His
Okay,
music
so
is
I've at least heard 2 of the 5 years.
2 of the 5.
Yeah.
But Carsey Harris is amazing, bro. Like his lyrics just fucking hit on a whole different level, bro. His lyrics are beautiful.
What genre?
I would say like rock, but like
Soft rock,
I wouldn't say soft rock. I would say more like
psychedelic rock,
alternative, some psychedelic, more like shoegaze sometimes, noise rock type shit.
Oh yeah.
But the lyrics are just beautiful, man. They're like amazing as fuck. Yeah, some beautiful shit. Super inspiring.
All right, we'll take a break so Raph can piss and
Please.
Isaac can.
I need a poo poo.
Yes, poop.
Let's do it.
Bruh.
Okay.
We're back, guys.
All right, now that
We're
we're back, we're gonna deep dive into some deep shit
Okay.
real quick.
Let's
Over
rock.
the last 10 months, what?
Bruh.
Over the last 10 months, these guys have completely slaved their lives away. You've heard us talk about it on the pod already. Almost a year, yeah. But we're going to dive into what they wasted away. Not wasted away, like...
Slaved away.
Slaved
Jesus
away,
Christ.
yeah, fuck.
Figure
All
it
that
the
time
fuck
into...
out. Let's
Say
go.
it right.
Be a little more serious.
Say
So,
it right.
The music video.
Yeah,
we
let's do
just
it.
dropped it, right?
You haven't watched
my
it?
backpack. Fuck.
Let's start with
I have my iPad with all my stuff on.
Behind the scenes.
Drawings were hard.
Okay. What do
Yeah.
you want to know?
Everything, bro.
Oof.
Started
Okay.
from the beginning. What inspired you guys to make this music video?
All right, I'll give you a little speech here. So, was laying in my bed one night. I still have the screenshot somewhere. And Raph had texted me it was just called NewSkies, and it was just I think it was just a beat at the time. I don't think he had anything over it yet. And
Nah, yeah, I had nothing.
I was like, oh, this is hard. I texted him back. I was like, this is some Kanye shit. Can't say that anymore, but at the time, he was still cool.
before Nazi.
Yeah,
Kanye.
before Nazi Ye. Did you guys see his new shirts, by the way?
No.
Oh my god,
Fucking wild, bro.
Wild. It literally has a swastika on it.
Oh,
It's
Jesus
insane.
Christ.
It's insane. It's like Ye with a swastika, and it's crazy. You guys don't go look at it. Actually, don't.
Yeah,
that
don't
man does not need any
we
more
don't need
promo.
Don't give him,
Yeah, we don't need
give him
traction.
that. Yeah.
Honestly, cut this entire part of that video out. Okay.
Bam.
Bam, back on the pod here. So he sends me this track, and I wrote like a little thing for it, and I had envisioned a shot that we actually scrapped. But I was laying in my bed, and I was like, man, it would be really dope if we could make a music video for it. But it was one of those things where I was kind of frustrated with the past two. Burning was really, really good, and I Hate Our Friends was really, really good, but I don't feel like it encapsulated like who we were at our full artistic form. I felt like both of them were trying to capture like, oh, we're young dudes, we don't care about anything, we're just trying to have fun, and like I don't think that's really like what we are. I think like that's just kind of like what we do on stage.
That's what our music portrays.
Yeah, at the time that's what our music portrayed, but I think like I think we were a little bit more. I think we had more depth to us than that, and I wanted to make a project that reflected that. But everybody that we would bring on to help us do something, that's how they saw us. And so, I was like, I kind of sat on that idea for a while, and I was like, just kind of thought about it some more. Was thinking about like the shots I would want to do and one day me and Raph were at the studio super late, as we'd be doing, and I was like, bro, what if we shot a music video for it? He's like, that'd be hard. I was like, no, like, what if we really did it? And he was like, I'm down, let's do it. And I was like, really? He was like, let's do it. And so, man, from there, it first started with trying to get a photo shoot done for like the album cover and like stuff to post for like the album per se, right? And I had wanted to do some stuff with the White Room. I had watched Transparent Souls video from Willow, and I really, really love the White Room. I think it has like this really cool contrast between like seeing her, and she has like a really, really unique contrast too because she's black. So like her part of her video was in black and white, so her skin tone was really, really dark, and she's in this all white room, so it looks really, really amazing. But I was like, okay, I want to do something in a White Room, but I want to make it a bit more interesting because everybody had started popping up and doing White Room stuff, and so we had to kind of think a little bit outside the box. So we were kind of sitting on it for a while, and I was on TikTok one day, and this video popped up. Yo,
That's wild.
she's parkouring it, bro.
It's parkour.
And
She knows when we're recording, bro. I swear.
she's trying to do outlandish
She was
stuff.
fine the whole time we stopped for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that is.
And I saw this TikTok and it was like 3 movies you should watch if you like George Lucas's Star Wars. And I was like, I love Star Wars. Let me see what this is about. And so it was like just stills of the movies, and there was this one for TSX 1138.
So this is that why y'all posted the still, like when y'all were promoting the music video before the show that y'all had for it?
No, we posted those stills just to kind of like give people a visualization of what it was going to look like. But I'd seen those stills and I was instantly inspired. So I went and watched the movie, and it's a very odd movie. I have a love-hate relationship with it because on one hand I think it's kind of goofy, but on the other hand I think it's like the concept of it all was really, really cool.
It was shot in the 70s, so like
Yeah.
VFX and everything was like, a lot harder to do back then. But
And then
it's a good movie.
he shot it in the 70s. And one thing about George Lucas that I think is, I don't know how normal this is. I don't believe it's very normal, but he has a really hard time leaving his projects as they were and they're complete. Like Star Wars per se, he updated Star Wars like every 5 years. And so if you're going to watch the original Star Wars, you have to go all the way back to his original release for it. If you watch the CD version, there's all sorts of edits and add-ins that he put in it. So I watched this movie, and basically the premise of TSX 1138 is that it follows this guy, and he is 1138, and basically every single person in the society lives underground, and all they do all day is they go and work like a 12-hour shift, and then they come back home and they take like pills to eat and pills to subsidize all of their emotions.
So it's kind of like that Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
The biking.
I've heard a lot of people bring that up when I kind of break this down. So that probably is very close. I haven't seen it personally, but sounds very familiar or similar. And so he's living with this girl. But the thing about this movie is you aren't allowed to have any sort of romantic relationships, and you really don't even have friends because everybody's so drugged out. Like their main focus is like, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to come home. He has some really weird stuff in it. Like there's this machine that comes out and like jerks him off. I don't know if you put that in it, but like he like goes home and he like mindlessly watches this hologram porn, and then like it skips the channel and it's like this dude just getting beat up and he's just like consuming all of it. And so one day the girl switches up his pills and basically roofies this dude and then rapes him. But he liked it. So then they continue to have sex, but that's illegal. And there's cameras everywhere in the society. So there's like cameras all in their like apartment per se. And so they ended up getting arrested, and they get taken to like this little white room, and it's called, I think it's the official name, it's just the Infinite Room. And like all these people are just in there, and they just stay there until the cops like take them away to I think like get euthanized. And he escapes. He just like starts walking out into this white abyss, and eventually finds this door. He goes on this really, really long chase. And there's like these robot cops are following him, and he finally gets down this highway, and there's this really tall ladder, and he starts climbing it. And eventually the cops get to a point where he is too expensive to bring back in because everything's kind of money based as well. And so he's too expensive to bring back in, so they just leave him alone and they just go back. And he climbs all the way up this ladder, he opens this hatch, and he comes out to the first sky he's ever seen, which I thought was extremely ironic considering we're releasing this project called New Skies. And so I'm like, this is awesome. It's on par for like the white room aesthetic that I was looking for, but it also gives this narrative that's extremely similar to the song Raph wrote. And so in Raph's song, like, what do you, in your opinion, when you wrote that main verse? Like, what did that mean to you?
It was like I was at a point where everything felt redundant, and I was like, I know like all this work is gonna pay off, and I will see like better days where I don't have to do this 9 to 5 and come home, be drained, and have no like willpower in me to even create, which is what I like feel best doing. You know what I'm saying? So like the whole fucking movie was just perfect, and we're like, let's base it off that.
Yeah, and Raph says a line in the song. He says, "You protect your lies to feed both sides." And from the narrative that I was inspired by throughout that lyric was kind of just like, we are at a point too musically and with our career as musicians where people were kind of questioning whether this is something we're going to do long term. Is this just a phase? Like, we're all in our 20s, you know what I'm saying? How serious is this? Or is this like something that's going to become a hobby and we're all going to work at Guitar Center by the time we're fucking 40, you know? And so we wanted to make a music video that encapsulated that feeling of people and yourself as an individual suppressing your drive and your passion for what you love to do, and encase that inside of the world of this movie, right? And so initially we were like, okay, we're just gonna do a music video, but we're gonna have a lot of visual references to this movie. So like, we're gonna do it in a white room. We
had the teal color that was popping out in the movies, and we're like, we definitely gotta put that shit in there.
They had these like these little like bed cot things in the movie in like the Infinite prison camp area, and had like the sides of it were all this like really bright teal blue, and then everything else was white. Their clothes were all white, so it was like this really harsh blue. And so when we built the stage, we're like, okay, we're gonna put blue on that. So me and Raph went up to Lowe's, dropped a bag on some paint, some wood with KB, built that stage. That was like our main visual reference, and we had a couple other shots of Raph like in an all white outfit. And when we finished shooting it, as we kind of said earlier, we hit a point where we're like, number one, although we technically had enough footage, we didn't have enough to make it visually interesting, and we had messed up the lighting on a really, really crucial shot.
Yeah.
There was initially...
because the whole thing was a learning process.
Yeah.
We've never, like, directed anything. We never, like, planned anything out for a music video, even, like, a
really anything in general. We've never gone that
nothing.
planning.
Yeah, is that when y'all built the spotlight?
No.
Because
this was later.
I want to mention that, like, to put in perspective on how hard y'all were working, like, behind the scenes. Yeah. One night, I was just at Lowe's. I fucking ran into y'all because y'all were building a spotlight.
It was like 11:30 at night.
Yeah, it was literally like they closed in 30 minutes. Yeah. And just randomly look up and I see Kolton and Isaac just walking. And we're like, oh yeah, we're just, casually building a spotlight for the music video.
Yeah.
And we found the TV stand, by the way, if you couldn't tell.
Nice. Fuck yeah. But is that... never mind. What was I getting at? Okay, so yeah, so we got to that point and we got to the shoot day and we were super pumped. Me and Raph like designed everybody's clothes. We made Raph this entire jacket. Raph was sewing till like 3 in the fucking morning.
Fucking sewing, bro. I never sewed in my life.
Yeah. you wanna talk about like one thing that really pisses me off about a lot of artists that I've met is they get really, really wrapped up in this idea of like, I need to know every single step of this entire process so that I can give myself security that it's going to get done the right way. And what ends up happening is there's so many steps and so many minuscule little checkpoints that you have to hit. You end up just getting discouraged and not wanting to do it because you look at it, it's like this massive, huge boulder that you got to push up this hill and you don't know how to do it.
Or you start cutting corners.
Yeah, you start cutting corners and you start like knocking off things that you want to do creatively to give yourself an easier time.
You compromise for that shit.
Yeah.
Never compromise.
Never
Compromise your own work.
If you have something you want to do, just take it a step at a time. Like, what is the first thing you need to be doing, and just start there, and everything else will find itself later. Yeah. But like me and Raph learned how to fucking sew. I learned how to fucking draw. I took college courses initially to learn how to like draw out the scenes that I wanted. We learned how to operate a camera. We learned how to operate lighting gear. I learned how to we fucking bought insurance for the first time for one of the places that we went to that needed insurance. I had to go through an entire contract to get into this place.
That shit was wild, bro. That place
just
was
a big white
just
studio.
A big ass room.
Fuck
they had fucking NFL teams coming in to record like promo shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like JCPenney going in the next day. And we're just shooting a fucking music video, and it was like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah. And so like we we learned how to like operate a team outside of Morning Buzz as well, like gather people and figure out like, hey, what are your strengths and how can we use that into this project? So we had to like figure out how to manage people, and we had to learn costume design, man. We had to like every single step of this process. Me and Raph were directly involved in.
Y'all did
On top of directing.
Yeah. Raph like learned how to edit out of his ass. He learned how to do VFX out of his
VFX.
fucking
Color
ass.
grade.
Y'all did like
He learned how to color grade out of his ass.
the hologram type shit in the
Yeah.
music
Yeah.
video. Y'all
That shit
did all
was
that yourself,
fire.
right?
Mm-hmm. That was all Raph. He just sat there for
Yeah.
fucking hours.
Fucking every day, bro. Every day after I got off work, I was clock right back in, bro.
Yeah.
Clock
And
right
so
back
before we get any like, we'll circle back around.
I feel
to the
like
concept,
towards the end of that, Raph, I could tell that like you were starting to get like after 10 months, you were starting to get into like a little slump of like, fuck, like I got to do this shit.
It was-
bro.
yeah.
Like, I could tell it was draining the fuck out of you.
It was. I dropped music for what, like 5 months?
Mhm.
I dropped music for 5 months just to learn everything and do it,
And for the
Right.
past like 2
Yeah.
years, that was like your
Yeah.
whole fucking life.
to the best of my
Mhm.
abilities, because it was just like me and Tino like dedicated an entire year of our lives to do this shit and blew a whole bunch of our money because we felt like this
Yep.
is our truest form, truest expression of ourselves
Mhm.
and what our music stands for, and had to go balls to the wall for that. Had
Yeah.
to.
So we get to this massive white room, like Raph says, and we get through all these contracts and blah, 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 blah. We get in there and we shoot everything. And the shoot itself went pretty well. We were pretty on time, but we didn't, because this was our first time, we didn't understand like how much we needed to shoot. And part of it was like kind of janky. Wait, you're supposed to make what's called a shot list, and you basically just get a spreadsheet and you go shot by shot. Is it moving?
Timestamps,
Is it on
everything.
gimbal? What's the timestamp? Who's all in the shot?
Yeah, what's the composition?
What's the
looking
lens
like?
of it? Yeah, all of
The
that.
lighting,
Mhm.
everything.
You're supposed to put that on a spreadsheet, and then you're supposed to like list every last shot, even if it's only 10 seconds long, and then you got to organize that and put it into a call sheet, which is basically like your schedule of the day. And our first time around, we had a call sheet, so we're like, okay, we're gonna shoot this portion, but we didn't make a shot list. So I was holding the literal script of the video, which is not what you're supposed to use, and that part was a mess because we're like, instead of being efficient and being like, okay, this is the gear, all we need to do is like move this around. That way we're not changing gear and we're not changing the lighting. We weren't doing that. We were like moving the lighting over here and then we were moving it back, and that took up a lot of time. And so we had to cut a little shots, and then we didn't have enough as well. So we got to the editing portion. This was probably May at this point now.
Yeah.
We're probably in May, and we're looking at the footage. We're chopping it up, getting all the things we want to use, and I left Raph's house, and we both knew it, because we were hyping up to everybody like, this is gonna be the best fucking video in Fort Worth. You motherfuckers ain't ready for this fucking shit. And then we like finished looking at all the clips, and we're like,
All the time we're like, you think we'll have enough? Yeah, we'll have enough, bro.
yeah.
We'll
I'm
have
like,
enough.
bro, I think we got enough. And I was like,
Good.
yeah,
Nah, bro, for sure, bro.
yeah.
We got this shit.
Left it alone for 5 months. Neither one of us wanted to touch it. We didn't talk about it with each other. It's like it never existed.
Yeah.
And our like reasoning behind that, we had to end up planning all of the decoration and the set stuff for the actual show itself for the premiere, and that was a whole bitch and a half on its own. We were like,
That was like fucking part 2 of that shit.
yeah, it was literally like part 2.
And it was right after it too, and we're like, fuck. All right, let's rock.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I
And
hate
so-
to throw y'all under the bus here, but y'all can tell me if this is true or not.
Mm.
When y'all announced the show, was the music video not done?
No.
No.
The music video wasn't done until like 2 days before the premiere, bro.
Nah,
I
bro,
got the
I
final cut at
finished-
3 a.m. the day of.
I finished that shit literally at 4:30 p.m. and I pulled up and I got there at what time? Like 6.
It aired at like 9.
Yeah,
is
deadass.
that's exactly. I mean, I go through that with podcasting. Sometimes, like the last podcast we uploaded, dropped at 3 p.m. I got the final edit on my computer at 1:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Granted, it was a little time crunch. Like we went back to back weeks, which we don't normally do,
Yeah.
and switched up the schedule. Like I'll have damn near 2 weeks to edit this one. It'll be all fine. But like the last one was so last second. Like I wasn't even home when that shit uploaded. I had to like finish like all the typing and shit on my phone because I didn't have time. But,
Wow. But yeah, so it wasn't finished. We our like excuse at the time was like, we're gonna release a deluxe album, so we'll just drop it with the deluxe. And so we didn't worry about it for the time being until then. So we fucking plan out all of that event.
Yeah.
And then we got some other stuff to do. We had tour, and then fucking
We had to keep
Blake
dropping.
wanted a documentary,
Yeah,
and that wasn't going well.
God, y'all were gonna do that
Damn it.
shit. He fucking.
Dude, I wish there was a camera that could have saw that. One of its lives are gone, dude. It has 8 left. Holy shit. Actually, probably 7. You found that shit at a gas station. That's definitely a life on its
She
own.
landed on that rug. We're good.
I didn't even see what happened. Looking at
Dude,
it,
he
but it was funny.
chucked that bitch.
He did that
Dude.
bitch, bro.
So yeah. So then.
That's like right around the time we decided to start dropping like 4 to 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, so then we're like also trying to pump out music, and we're going to trend camp, and so like we had a bunch of stuff going on, and it just wasn't the right time.
See
We
what I
get-
mean? This motherfucker just in the mic.
I'm like so far away.
Yeah,
from
he
the mic.
did. Nah, dude, I could hear that shit.
I was like all the way out here too.
I'm like
didn't
right
mean-
here. I'm
didn't mean to cut
subliminal
you
with it.
off. It just
Subliminal.
It's the vape, bro. The vape is loud.
Bruh.
But anyways, nah, that didn't seem as funny as I thought it was gonna be. When did we address it again? Was it August?
I think it was August.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because
Oh
August
my
we were like,
God.
okay, deluxe will drop December.
We have like
Deluxe will drop December, and we have like a rollout plan. We'll drop.
no.
we'll,
Remember
we'll
the
just-
deluxe was gonna drop in November initially
November. Oh yeah, it was
because
November.
we were like we have a month.
yeah, November, and then we were like we'll do a whole week of just content dumping, and then on that Friday
Yeah.
we'll drop the music video.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to push the deluxe back because the mixes weren't done.
Yeah.
Don't
Some
push
of the
everything
songs-
back though. So
Fact.
Yeah.
no big deal. No
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah.
The
I
songs
think I
weren't
called
done.
that too.
blah,
I
blah,
told you
blah.
that.
But so me and I'm at Ralph's house and we're looking at the stuff. And we're like, okay, what are we gonna do? We need to fix this. And so we're like, what if we just went into Blanco for 3 hours and shot a little bit more? And we had some scenes we wanted to reshoot. And once we like reopened that door of shooting more, it became a fucking free for all.
It was a free for all.
And initially, like, we kind of had it under wraps, and 3 hours went to 5, which wasn't a big deal. It's just an extra 2 hours, and your first and second hour are your cleanup. So it's really still just a 3. And we had it under wraps, and Raph was like, what if we did some stuff with the cops, though? And I was like, nah, man.
The costume.
How the fuck are we going to recreate those
He
cops?
was like, the costumes was just too crazy, bro. How are you gonna get the helmets? How are you gonna get the vest? Like, it just won't look good unless we do it right.
And he was like, I remember so clear. He's like, nah, bro, I want to do the cops. And I was like, I don't know, bro.
No
and
way.
Raph had dropped it for now.
Yeah. And then fast forward, like,
It was literally the next day.
Yeah.
It was the next fucking day, dude.
I went to where was it?
It was
the mini mall in
yeah.
Denton. The mini mall in Denton, and I found these fucking helmets that were like old police German helmets from like the fucking 70s or some shit. And I was like, and I fucking FaceTime Isaac right then and there on the spot, and I'm like, bro, I just looked at him. I was just like paused like this. I was like, fucking blank face, and I flipped the camera, and he's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, what?
And
no
so
way you found that
Ralph
shit.
was like-
what part with the cops are you already shot?
None of it.
None of it.
It.
There were no cops.
We'll
Oh,
get there.
so
buddy.
originally there
Originally
was.
there was no cops
there
at
was
all.
there was no real storyline scenes. Like everything you
Okay.
saw,
I get
like
what
that
you're
was
saying
cinematic.
now.
Yeah,
all
the-
of that was not created yet, or even really in our
Not
mind.
even. Yeah.
See, I thought y'all were saying that y'all shot something with the cops, and then
No.
you
No.
bet y'all had done all the makeup and
The
or whatever.
No.
The
and
only thing
then-
we shot was
the performance stuff.
the performance stuff and us in like a white outfit that kind of represented the movie.
Yeah,
the
like-
movie Prisoners type shit. But it was just like probably like five.
Yeah, it was mid.
5 little
Super
clips
mid.
of that shit. Yeah. And it just didn't portray as well. So we're like,
And so Raph was like,
fixes.
"Bro, I think this is a sign to do the cops." And I was like,
you're like, fuck.
So y'all had already finished the actual music part.
technically, like we hadn't
Pretty much.
edited
Y'all just
it,
didn't
but we
do-
had it.
Yeah, like y'all
Yeah.
had already finished shooting
Yeah.
like the music video
Kind of
part.
sort of.
yeah.
We ended up shooting more, but for the time being, we're like, "Oh yeah, we have that there." And so I was like, "Fuck, god damn it, Raph, we'll shoot the cops. Let's figure out how to use these cops." And he's like, and Raph's like, "I need the fucking cops." And I was like, "Okay." So we end up sitting down and we start writing out scenes, and we like start working with the prison camp, which is like the opening stuff you saw. And then we wanted to do some surgical stuff, so we started kind of writing out that. And
For no reason we want to do a surgical.
yeah, that was just because we thought it was cool.
I thought it was like I think that was my favorite scene. Like visually aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what
it
I
was
mean? Like,
a lot more dynamic.
I mean, it was kind of like, it almost felt weird for a music video.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
this, it was what, like a whole minute and a
It
half
was-
of just silence.
it was like 2
and it's
minutes.
just, all you hear is the
Yeah.
little pop,
yeah,
pop,
Yeah.
pop.
But
That
it
was
also it also like fits perfectly like to the storyline of the movie.
Oh yeah,
'cause
Yeah.
no,
it's
it adds.
yeah.
It definitely adds to the to the video. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it. It just felt
Yeah.
weird
'Cause
for
it-
like what a
for a
music
music
video is
video.
supposed
Yeah.
to be.
Because technically we
a short
call
film.
it, it's like a little mini film.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I'm
short
saying?
film.
Like,
Yeah, like if you go back and look at your first two, like I don't really have a storyline, but there's
You can
some
understand
sort of
the
yeah.
narrative.
There's like a narrative there, but it's this one was a full like
yeah.
Film production.
Yeah.
like it felt
Yeah.
like movie quality, which is
Mhm.
insane. I mean,
thank you.
Crazy.
And so we're like, okay, what do we feel like are the most essential parts of the movie that like display what we want to talk about, and let's kind of recreate those moments. And so we did some prison camp stuff, and then we did the surgical, and we kind of like, before we had written out the exact details, we knew like those are the three things we want to hit. We wanted surgical, we want to hit the ending scene, and then we want to hit the prison camp at the beginning. And I had $60. Raph had, I don't even know how much. I think he had like 200 at the time.
Yeah.
And
But I
we-
had just started my new job.
yeah. And so we like added up the math, and we're outside a vape store. I'm like adding it up while he's in there. And he get back in the car. I'm like, Raph, this is going to be $3,000.
You're gonna have to return that vape, my boy.
Turn that, baby. We
Yeah.
need that $20.
Yeah. Actually, no, we had figured out it was going to be $3,000 before we went. We're like, we can afford a vape.
Yeah, we're like, you know what?
We're not doing this without a vape. and so we're like, okay, well, let's fucking find a way to get this money. And so he started working. I was working.
Gonna
And
sell ass on the side of the road.
so y'all
Yeah.
didn't do anything other than just grind out work for like a month.
yeah, pretty much.
More than a month, bro.
Yeah, luckily, my grandma came in clutch. She's like, hey, come over. And she knows nothing about like what I'm doing. And she was like, I see you working all the time. You're never home, and I just want to give you this. And she just gave me $500.
Clutch.
And I was like,
Thanks, Grandma.
I literally
God
like
given.
yeah, exactly. And I often like have a conversation with my parents because sometimes they're super religious and they worry like if this band is what God wants for me, right? And every fucking time we need something, that door just magically opens. Half the time it doesn't even feel like the door is there, and then it just is like, and then it opens, and we're like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, this is sick.
Yeah.
And so then me and Raph just started fucking grinding out again. And
It was
we're-
just fucking round 2 of that shit.
and this time was on fucking steroids, dude.
Because we was on a time crunch.
Yeah, we're on a
we
time
need
crunch.
this out on November. It's fucking August.
Yep.
We need the shot list for everything that we're going to shoot.
Mhm.
We need to get a cinematographer. We didn't even have anybody to shoot it. We didn't have the space book. We had
me, bro.
literally nothing, bro.
We had the
nothing.
dude that shot our first parts. We just
Yeah.
had to rehire him, but we didn't know if he was gonna like want to come back because we had took such a long break. And he's like, "Hey, like when are y'all gonna edit the
Yeah.
video?" We were kind of like blowing him off a little bit. So we're like, "Fuck, we got to pay him again. We got to bring Riley back to do more makeup. I'm gonna get beat up, so we got to figure out what that's gonna look like. We got to hire a stunt coordinator. That's another thing. We learned how to do fucking stunts.
We learned how to act, bro.
Yeah, we
what
learned
the
how to
fuck?
fucking act. And so we just started like grinding out. And this time it was way more intense, and we came at it with a lot more diligence and like really wanted to get the fine art. Because the first time we were like, if we just have this, we'll figure it out while we're there.
First time we were like, this is a music video.
Yeah.
Like, we'll be chilling, you know?
Mhm. And
But
so
this time we're like, let's
Yeah.
make this an actual story where people can like perceive a message and like
yeah.
interpret that however they want and like
hmm
put that shit in their own lives, you know?
And now
Relate
it's
to it
like
and shit.
it's not just we need to build the stage. It's we need to find cots and paint them.
Yep.
We need to build the entire cop outfit. We need to build all the
was a
surgical
bitch.
outfits.
The
Yeah.
top of the building, like the spotlights. Everything
Yeah.
like that.
Spotlight.
We're gonna have to
Everything.
figure out lighting rigs. Like it was a whole.
I found a
deal.
fucking X-ray machine
Yeah,
at the dumpster, bro.
he's finding an X-ray machine in the dumpster. Him and Allie are going to what do you call it? Not vintage stores.
antique malls. and
Antique
shit.
malls to find
Just
like
to
little
find
props.
anything, bro. We found like
what was the thing? Was that an X-ray machine? Was that what the X-ray
the
machine?
white tube.
No, the little thing that you.
That was
that
also an
made-
X-ray machine. That
Oh,
was
yeah,
awesome.
that
that
made
was-
it sound
yeah.
like the electric,
Yeah.
like the
The
electric
little
bulb.
knobs and shit. Yeah, that was part of it that I found.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Package
so
deal.
pressed real quick the other day. I was driving out of my doctor's office, and it's like a dermatologist. You know those big ass chairs they like have you sit in like this.
Ooh.
No.
literally
one
one
out back.
sitting
Fucking
right
perfect,
by the
bro.
fucking dumpster. I was like, why could that not be there like 2 months ago, bro?
Yeah, dead ass.
Like, it had,
There's
like,
been
the-
a few things
it
that
had
I've
like
seen.
the
And I was like,
the thing
fuck,
that like
that'd be
connects in
perfect.
front of you with like the light and everything. I was like, bruh.
God damn it. So yeah, so we're planning all that out, and it's just me and Raph. You know what I'm saying? Because like for me, we like for KB to get involved, we're gonna have to get this a little bit further along so we have exactly what we need. Because like with how like the dynamic works with Kolton is, if I were to like explain to him every last little detail, it would take me days on end. And so like what I
Yeah, y'all two already had it.
yeah.
Y'all know exactly the vision. Y'all know what's going on.
And so like,
completely
I could
get that.
tell KB I need a light up front, but he's gonna give me like a bunch of stuff that isn't gonna be like what we need. It would still be a light up top, but it's not exactly what we need. So like I'm spending a lot of time like figuring out how we're gonna build it, and then taking it to KB and be like, this is what I need. Can you help me make this happen, if that makes sense? So like
Literally, you drew that whole bitch out for me that one.
yeah,
day.
I like went on my Procreate and like made like 20 layers and like was like showing him and then adding on the next layer and adding on the next layer like some fucking blueprints to like show him how
to build it.
to build it.
Yeah.
And so like KB became a really big and essential factor later on, but in that pre-production phase, it was just me and Raph, and there was nothing else anybody could do to help us.
Yeah,
you know
it
what
also
I mean?
doesn't help
Yeah.
that Colton's working like
Yeah.
50, 60
He's-
hours
yeah,
a week.
he's working
so he's
60
like,
hours
you
a
got to
week.
find all that time
Yeah.
where y'all are, and I guarantee you most of that was, past hours,
Yeah,
late hours.
late
Like,
nights.
y'all working what, till
Yeah.
3, 4 in the morning?
Mhm.
Yeah, 3, 4 in the morning, and we got work at 9 a.m. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck, bro. Like,
Mhm.
goddamn.
So we finally
Can't even
get
chill.
to the new shoot day. It's now what used to be a 3-hour session. It's now 12.
Oh, fucking day. That shit was fun,
I
though.
actually remember this because Colton, we actually recorded something earlier that day, and he's like, yeah, I got to go do this music video shoot tonight, and yeah, it's going to be like 3 or 4 hours. I got to be here then. And then all of a sudden he goes, or no, tomorrow morning. It might have been the night.
The night before.
The night before was the night I saw y'all at Lowe's.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
So it was that day, right?
Y'all-
And
y'all had the
then-
light ready.
He texted me, and I just asked him something. I wanted to shoot something little. He's like, I'm still out here doing this. And then we ended up shooting it the next day. It was like no big deal. And then he's like, yeah, we were there for like 12, 13 hours.
Yeah, well,
Fucking crazy.
at the time we had like reserved 12, and so we get there and immediately shit had started falling apart before we even got there. I get a text at 3 a.m. This girl, we had made a trade with this girl that does film at TCU. She's studying it, and we're like, okay, you're filming a music video, we can help you. You need a studio, so we're gonna give you 4 studio hours that we pay for you to utilize anything that you want in there. And in return, all we need from you is just to bring lighting equipment and to bring us some simple things like C-stands and sandbags that are like very easily accessible for anybody that's in that film department. And she's like, okay, I can bring this, and this. And this was probably about 2-3 weeks prior. And we get the day of, she's not answering her phone. And she finally calls me the night before at like 9. And she's like, I don't know if I could bring any of this stuff. Like, I don't think they have this. And I was like, you told me
You
this
gave me
was
a fucking
accessible.
list,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you waited till
Yeah,
On
Yeah.
top of us
night.
giving
She
them
waited.
stuff that we
She
paid
waited till
for.
after
After she had already
studio
gone.
space.
And so
After she had already
I was
used
like,
the shit.
"Ah, fine, like
For her own video.
even
And it
if
was
you,
like, bro,
yeah,
that ass,
it's
like-
so shitty. But even if you just bring this, and this, like that'll be fine. Whatever. 3 a.m. hits. I'm asleep, barely. I'm anxious as shit because like we're about to spend all our money again, you know. And I wake up at about 5, and I look at my phone, and she's like, "Hey, so it turns out like I'm leaving the next day, and I gotta pack, and I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm not gonna make it to the shoot." And I'm like,
So she fucked y'all.
yeah. And I'm like, well, can you at least like drop off the stuff and I can return it to you personally afterwards. Like I'll drive to wherever you're at and give it back to you. And she's like, no. And I was like, cool. Didn't respond. We just kind of left it. We're like, fuck her. Like we got to press on. So we get there day of and we're trying to figure out how to light everything now that we have less equipment. And I'm like calling Blake and trying to find like any favors he can call in. He ends up running to Lowe's and getting me like literal bags of sand for my sandbags.
Like the plastic bags that they
Yeah.
come in.
Yes, like mulch type shit. And we're like putting that on our C-stands because we didn't have the equipment anymore. And immediately we start getting behind. People, it's not that they started showing up late. What I didn't expect is that we had to re-iron everyone's costume because it got wrinkled on the way over. And it's very noticeable in the shot.
Because it's all white.
Yeah, and so Paloma's over there like ironing it all, but she only has one iron. We only have one ironing board. So she's having to do every single piece by herself, one piece at a time. And so we get about 45 minutes behind off that. And then we go to the first scene we have is the scene where everybody's in, because I wanted everybody to be able to leave. I didn't want them waiting around all day. And I don't know if it was one of those things where, like, because it was our first time directing, people were kind of unsure of, like, if this was going to work. You know what I mean? And, like, a sense of, like, us not knowing what we're doing. But, like, nobody, especially this fucker, costed us, like, half an hour to an hour. Because we're like sitting there, I'm like, KB, run that way. And, like, I give him props to this, but it wasn't helpful at the same time. He's like, I think it'd be more realistic if I ran this way. And so, like, we start shooting, and he just keeps running the wrong way. And what was, like, so difficult about that I couldn't explain to him at the time properly.
These are shot frames.
Yeah. We were about to split the frame in half and then recomp them back together.
The reason why is because we were supposed to have someone else to act as a cop. We were supposed to have 2 cops. One was his coworker.
Yep.
And one was going to be, who was it?
At the time, we had a couple of different options, but we couldn't find one that was, like, solid.
Yeah, someone that did, because they had to be, like, the same height, everything, run the same way, everything.
Yeah, that way they look robotic.
Yeah, and I had to play the cop, but I also had to be in the scene as well. So I was put on the right side of the screen, but I was also playing the cop. So we had to comp that those 2 shots so that I was still in both shots.
So hard too.
Yeah.
This shit is so hard.
Which I understand now, but, like,
Yeah,
at the moment,
time.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, and, like, I'm trying to explain it to him, but, like, I'm using all these technical terms. He doesn't understand any of these technical terms, and I'm trying to explain to him, like, we're gonna, like, you can only be on this side. He's like, but why? The camera's covering the whole thing.
Yeah.
Kolton, we're splitting
Yeah.
this way. You
Yeah.
run this way, you go bye-bye.
They literally, like, put, like, pieces of tape on the gun, and they were like, don't
And it
run
fucking
past
crosses.
And
this.
it wasn't only his fault. The guy that was also our cop, he was a bit nervous, and part of it wasn't his fault. He had to drop. We had, like, these really tall staffs, and he had to drop his staff. But the way that he was running too, because he was more forward in the frame, he was crossing over into the split. And then sometimes his pole was rolling out of the frame, and we didn't want that either because he needed to pick it back up after he got done beating the shit out of me. And so, like, he's taking forever to get it good, and KB's taking forever to get it good. And, like, there's, like, 8 people that are all, like, trying to do some acting here, and I'm trying to make sure, like, everybody's, like, doing it the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's acted before.
you
Somebody-
get
one
Nobody's
person.
acted before except for one guy, and it just took. We ended up getting 2 hours behind by the time we
Yeah.
finished it.
2
and so,
fucking hours.
So now we're just like, okay, we gotta move.
Crunch time.
And we hit the surgical scene. We finished all the prison camp. Okay, we can move with this. You know what I'm saying? We should start moving faster here. There's overhead windows in the studio, and we needed it to be blacked out. And so we do the surgical scene, and I wanted this big spotlight down on Raph, and it was too bright. And so we spent all this time setting it up, and then now, like, it won't work. It looks like shit. It looks fucking terrible, like the worst I've ever seen. And I'm like, well, this isn't gonna work. So then we ended up having to bring in the overhead thing, set it up, and then wait for night to go down, and then continue shooting.
In the meantime, what did we shoot?
We
the
shot
ending scene,
all of your scenes.
outro, which was like me freaking out at the end. And that portion was like, how long did that take?
Oh, about an hour. He was fucking killing it. We had Zane there. We had an acting coach. Ended up leaving early.
Yeah. She was supposed to help us with everything. She had to leave early for some other reason, but I mean, she didn't even help me acting at the outro scene. I was just like freeballing that shit.
Freeballing it, and we had our buddy Zane there, who we didn't know at the time. I wish I would have known. I would have
Oh
just
my
hired
god,
him.
that would have been so clutch.
He was doing plays like his entire childhood. Like, knew how to fully act, knew how to do fully, like, stunts, everything that we needed, he knew how to do. And so, like, he was helping Raph out a little bit. For the most part, Raph was just kind of freestyling it. So we got through that portion pretty quickly, and then we had to wait like a whole hour for the sun to go down. And so we're getting, like, the overhead light set up, and at this point we're like 4 hours behind. We're really, really bad behind. And
Caitlin, shout out Caitlin. She was like, we had only rented the studio for a certain amount of time, but she was like, y'all can literally just stay however long because I know how it feels to not have as much as you need.
with no pay.
With no pay.
Damn.
Yeah.
So we got an extra 6. I want to say it was like 6 hours.
It
'Cause
was.
we initially reserved 10. We ended up staying there for 16, 17 hours. And so she let us
She
have,
clutched
like,
the fuck up.
She
yeah,
did clutch
she
the
saved us
fuck
like
up.
$700.
One girl
really
fucked
did.
all over, the other one
Yes.
clutched the fuck up. That's
was amazing.
great.
Yes. And so we ended up having to ditch a couple shots, and then we moved the surgical underneath that big overhead that you saw. So now we can kind of break down that a little bit. That was fucking sketchy, dude.
That was a bitch and a half, but
Yeah.
it worked.
We got PVC pipe, and I went on. Well, let me backtrack. I went on set for a good mentor of mine. His name's Justin Case. He's a really really good director. He works with like actual film, like analog film, like
Like
Raph
Steven
uses.
Spielberg type shit.
Yeah. And so I went on a set, fucking massive. He's doing like this dude that's under this big contract.
Fat ass budget.
And there's this $40,000 light rig on a one of those like
crane.
on a fucking crane. And so I'm like seeing this massive lighting setup, and I'm like, I love this, dude. I wonder if I could recreate this on a smaller scale.
Built that shit for $100.
Yeah, built it for $100. We had a couple issues with it.
Fucking bed sheet and trash bag.
Yeah, and we just did it with some bedsheet and trash bags. Basically, how it works is he has all this light in this box, and you like completely encase all the light, so it's all just in this box. And then they use what's called a diffuser sheet, and it basically the light just hits it, and then when the light hits it, it travels across the sheet, making it all one level light when there's multiples, and then shoots straight down. So you're not having like weird angles of light bouncing all
it's
around.
like the design of a lamp bulb.
Yeah, like the soft
yeah.
boxes
Yeah,
for
yeah.
your lights, but it's like on a massive scale, and it gives like this nice plain level light straight down, and then you get this like very ominous, very like contrasty light where you're getting hit from your head up, and then your eye bags kind of darken out from your eyelids being over the
A
top.
lot of shadows on the face.
A lot of shadows. So that was really cool. So I was like, okay, let's do some stuff with that. And we had like a couple little missing pieces for the performance portion of it. And so I got with Raph, and I was like, what if we did like a color contrast? So like most of the performance is in a white room, and then we have most of it, or we have a little bit of the portion and KB's massive drum solo where it's all in a blacked out room with just a little bit of light. So you have that white to
And
black
it almost
to
looks
black to
great
white.
behind. Like it almost looks like you have asphalt behind you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is awesome. It looked really cool. It definitely stood. Those scenes like stood out.
Yeah,
Scenes and,
definitely.
like, getting
I
thrown
feel like
around.
it really helped bring that performance like lively would
What
up.
fucking hallway did y'all use? Because there's this one scene where y'all like walking through a hallway, and it
Yeah.
looks like it literally looks like a locker, like what you would walk out into like a basketball court.
That was an apartment complex right by
Tulips.
Right by Tulips.
Me and Raph
Wow.
had been in there for an art show,
Yeah.
and we're like, ooh, I like this.
Yeah. And we were like, this is literally perfect.
Yeah.
The dragon scene.
Because there's these scenes in the movie where it's like you said, it's like that big like concert hall, like back hallway sort of feel where you see all the big running pipes and the concrete floor. And it was in that apartment complex. It had this like very industrial feel to it. And so we're like, let's shoot some stuff in there, give us some more texture visually. And so
it
then-
really gave the underground feel, by the way. Like that gave like.
thank you.
When I saw it, it literally like my head went to sewers for some reason,
Mm.
but like that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
It's still underground, bro. We'll take it.
Yeah, that sort of dinginess, you know what I mean? And I felt like it helped kind of piece, since like all the other scenes take place in rooms, it kind of gives you that context, like you're moving from space to
Yeah.
space.
It's the in between.
Yeah, it's that in between. And so we set up that soft box, and we initially wanted to do a spotlight. Didn't have time to set up the spotlight, and we ended up just throwing all the surgical stuff under that exact same soft box from KB's drum set, which turned out really, really good for the most part.
It really did.
That stuff was semi-easy. Zane and Harrison actually just completely improv'd all of that
Everything.
dialogue.
Yeah.
And
It's wild.
I had like kind
We
of
used everything.
Yeah.
Used everything from that.
and I had like kind of made up some names for some of the objects, and Zane was like, that's not enough. And he like fixed it and made it a lot better.
I'm laying there strapped down, like just fucking X-ray machine right here to the left of me, and
Yep.
it's just fucking.
Y'all are big into Rick and Morty, right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, actually. I
y'all
love
definitely
Rick
should have like dropped a plumbus in there or something.
I'm a fucking plumb this, bro.
and Morty. And that table he's laying on is his sister's fucking massage table, which I think is hilarious.
That's funny.
Shit, PT tech.
Yeah, she is a.
I'm actually kind of jealous of y'all, low-key.
Why?
One of my like goals is to shoot a music video,
Mm.
but like I think of it more like on a low budget scale. Like kind of, I have like a certain theme that I want to do it on,
Mm-hmm.
and then like one of my other goals is to shoot it like a documentary.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just wanna
shit, you
add,
can
like,
film a
portfolio.
documentary for us, and we won't charge you nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
Like,
do it for free.
For
bud.
free.
like low key, I was thinking like if y'all do go on a tour again, I might follow y'all. Like
We'd love
right
that.
with y'all and
Oh,
get
yeah.
like
That'd
be
hard.
drop like
That'd
a
be
whole
hard.
ass film for it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I just want to add to like a portfolio kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything you can add is also awesome. Whatever, but
Mhm.
yeah,
Thanks.
like I've been like I think I even said to Kolton when y'all moved, like we're just starting the band. I don't think y'all had even dropped a song yet. He was talking about y'all going to practice and shit. And I was like, bro, y'all ever need somebody to shoot a music video? I got you. Like I have this one idea.
I think I remember that.
I have this one idea in my head. Like it's stuck with me for like 4 or 5 years now. And
What is
like,
it?
It's really hard to explain. I could show you like, I'm sure I could find a music video and I'll send it to you of
Okay.
something like very similar. But like it's I want to go for like noticeably low budget, like
like
idea?
indie type
Yeah,
shit.
like
Yeah.
DIY sort of feel.
Yeah, like I want that feel, but professionally. You know what I mean?
We
Kinda like
we
The
have the
Office.
dude to show you then.
Yeah, that
Like
is-
I have like a The
That
Office
is.
kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
where it's like obviously supposed to look
Yeah, yeah,
professional and
DIY and-
self-made
yeah.
on its own.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to do that eventually.
Well, that idea is there for a purpose, bro. You gotta.
Yeah, you should
gotta
use
reach
it.
for that
yeah.
shit. That
I
is-
just don't. I don't know what to do it with, who to do it with. I was gonna do it with the guy from Weatherford. And then
What's his name?
he's been on the podcast. Brennan Holyfield.
About to drop a country song. You can help me film one.
Yeah, that is.
See, but that doesn't really
I
fit.
know that kid.
I almost want like a darker
Yeah.
a darker a darker
Yeah.
rap feel.
Fucker.
He said that fucker.
Like it would almost work better with like a darker rap song, not like a dark rap song. Not what I'm really saying, but like the theme that I have in my head is like almost a night shoot. It doesn't really work with country.
Yeah.
like it has.
Okay.
To, it could work with like rock. It could definitely work with like a rock, but
Just give us a
Almost
little bit
like
to write
that-
a banger.
that song y'all did with not y'all did, but y'all did the music video with Blake and Lucid.
Yeah.
Like the skate park scene. I kind of want something like that, but night and like just on the streets. Like that kind of feel on the shoot, if that puts
Yeah.
it a little more in perspective.
Yeah, definitely. But so yeah, we ended up getting everything shot, and I don't know about Raph, but I was very nervous to see like if it pieced well. You know what I'm saying? Because the first part wasn't piecing well, and to me, like at the time, I thought the more story based things were going to be harder to piece, but in my opinion, it was a lot easier.
It was pretty much all luck. I shit you not.
I disagree.
It was like I would say like a mix of both.
Listen, bro, if you're
A
staying
lot
up,
of-
if
a
you're
lot
staying
of
up till
parts-
3, 4 a.m. editing this shit, it was not luck.
I'm
You
saying
100%.
70,
yes.
70% prep, 30% luck.
Yeah, I don't know. I bet it's less than that.
yeah.
If you're staying up to 3 a.m., I promise you there is no luck involved. Y'all literally nailed
yes
it.
and no,
There
but
is
like
some. I
there
have
was-
examples.
There's literally hard proof that it was luck.
Yeah.
Like we did not film enough of a certain portion of this, and we were like, okay, well, fucking, what if I cut it up this way? And it just so happened to work,
Yeah.
and it was like, holy fuck, like.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
actually looks good. How do we do this shit?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way this should be working.
But at the
right now.
same time, there's like scenes where like Isaac blinked and like you were
Oh my
some
god, this
fucking
motherfucker, bro.
genie in this bitch.
motherfucker,
I fucked
bro.
up. I
This
fucked up.
motherfucker.
You know what? No, we all fucked up. Okay.
We did all fuck up. We did all fuck up.
Perfectionist
He,
motherfuckers,
so when
bro.
in the scene where he's dead in the middle of the song,
Yeah, I
portion,
can't blink when I'm dead, bro.
He fucking, we flip him over and I drag him out of the frame and we take like how many takes? Like 4 or 5 takes
Yeah.
of the same shit. Make sure this feels right.
Can't get my eyes to stay open.
Yeah, and who was it? I don't know who it was, but like, are you dead? And you were like, yeah. He's like, okay, then don't blink.
I didn't even know I was blinking, but I was like opening my eyes. I was like,
Motherfucker was blinking, and
Like
we do
twitching.
like 3-4 more takes, and we're like, we all watch it over, and we're like, okay, yeah, bet he didn't blink, and we were all like, let's go, like that's a
Yeah,
wrap,
that's
bro.
a wrap.
We're done, let's go. And I fucking watched the footage back as I'm editing it, and he was like,
oh yeah,
this
we gotta get to that.
motherfucker blinked, bro. He fucking blinked, and I had to figure out how to edit his blink out.
Dude.
And he
I
did
fucking
so
edited-
fucking
yes,
well.
Bro,
Like,
see, like I'm just learning like a little bit of Photoshop, and then like you're basically doing the same thing, but with video, and I cannot figure that shit out.
it's a
for
whole
anything.
different world, bro.
It is.
It's a whole
Like
different world.
I've tried. It's not.
Speaking of
it's-
which,
But low key, you fucking killed that shit.
yeah, he did. You like, I can't tell to this day. Some people are like, you can see his eye twitch. I've watched it a million times trying to figure out where my eye twitch. I can't see it.
bro, they just.
They're just
Did y'all
fucking
point
with
him out to it first?
To a
No.
few people, but not really.
Allie said she had already known, and I was
Yeah.
like,
But she didn't see nothing, bro. She was sitting there looking. And she's like,
yeah, I was like, Allie, you're capping, bro.
Yeah.
You're fucking capping.
People will trick themselves to think they see things that aren't actually there. So like, don't.
yeah.
But that brings me to another point. So we finished rapping, and we forgot a bunch of scenes. The scene
did.
of me dead, we completely skipped on, which
Yeah.
is like a really big point in the story that moves like
yeah.
my narrative into Raph's narrative and kind of closes the envelope on myself.
Because we was already fucking 2-3 hours behind, 4 hours
Yeah.
behind, and we're like, fuck, let's go, and we forgot
So we had to go
the
back
most important scene.
for another 3 hours on top of that we got for free again
Yeah.
because Caitlin's the fucking goat.
Yeah.
And did that. But once we hit that, man, I'm not gonna lie, it was really difficult to like get us into the process of post
Yeah.
because like we were so tired.
Yeah,
and
you're already
burnt
drained.
and
Burnt
like
out, and I'm having to fucking
do
learn everything.
Yeah.
Cause I've never edited a fucking music video with hardcore VFX and shit. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? Like I have no idea. Just fucking YouTube that shit
Yep.
and put it on my ass.
Yeah, and we thought our guy who filmed it with us was gonna help us a little bit more.
Well, he originally planned on doing
He
it.
did, but his computer like boomed on him or some
Yeah,
shit.
and he wouldn't help us.
I had a week to like finish everything,
Yep.
align all the Foley that we did. That's another thing we
Yeah,
didn't even touch.
we have to
Foley
get into
was
that.
Fucking
crazy.
Foley,
Dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so with these bigger projects, and anytime you do anything of that professional level, you can't use any of that room audio. Fucking
Yeah.
Harrison's goddamn farting in the back. Allie and Plumber giggling in half the scenes.
Oh,
So-
you mean like when you go back in voiceover?
Yeah, and we had the
Yeah.
voiceover, everything, every
Voiceover.
footstep. KB's in there fucking squeaking the
Fucking
shoes.
finger tapping.
Did
everything.
y'all do like the fucking like
Everything.
Yup.
take your deal and slam it on wood?
Like when
Yeah,
they're
like
fucking
that.
when,
Everything.
when they were
Everything.
fucking like
Yeah,
shaking
KB.
hands and shit with like the
Let 'em know.
the rubber
Yeah.
gloves?
the
and
rubber
shit.
gloves. Like we were like sitting there and like rubbing hands
Yeah.
together. Like there was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
scene when Isaac got thrown on the floor. I literally like it was just me and Blake were doing it. Had to fucking throw myself on the ground to get
Yeah.
it to sound right. Like
Yeah,
dude,
At that point, we were like, okay, we need to split up because we don't have enough time for me to be fully involved in the Foley and for them to be fully involved in the video editing. So we're like, let's split up. I was the only one doing the video editing, and they were the only ones doing the Foley, and we were just like hit checkpoints. We're like, all right, send me this. What does this sound like? Here's what this looks like. You know, we're just hitting back and forth in a fucking like panic mode, like
Yep.
full chaos.
And
like,
dude, I was not in the fucking mood.
I'm like tell.
I'm
You can tell.
peak breakup. I'm not in a mental state to be dealing with this. Blake is like,
Hard to
he's
work
doing our
with.
Foley, and he's trying to like, he thinks I don't know what I want to hear, and so he's doing like the
yeah,
bare minimum.
He's trying to tiptoe around,
And
that
he's
shit.
trying to like, yeah, he's trying to really cut every last little audio corner he can, so he doesn't have to fucking work on it anymore. And I'm getting pissed, dude. KB's doing a great job. None of this has to do with KB. KB would go in there, get everything just how I wanted. Little things I didn't like, but for the most part, my biggest issue was like, Blake, I told you to add this in, bro. Where the fuck is it?
He's like that's cringy.
Yeah, and he's
he's
like,
like,
I don't like
how that
it.
sounds.
And I was like, bro, the thing you put in it sounds like fucking shit, dude.
And then what was the other thing? He was like, I like how empty it sounds. It makes it feel eerie, blah, blah, blah.
I was like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. It sounds like there's no audio.
Oh, on top of that, bro, the fucking score that we made for that shit,
Oh
bro.
my god, yeah, dude. Yeah, so we're battling. I'm duking it out with Blake on this Foley. Like he's texted me, and he's like, "It's gonna get done on Friday," and I'm like, "Fuck you, dude. I don't give a fuck how long you're gonna spend on this. It's gonna get done when it's fucking perfect."
I remember that text because you're like, good thing it's not your fucking video.
Yeah,
like-
I texted Blake, and Blake was like, "This is the final day," and I was like, "You don't tell me what to fucking do. You sit your ass down and do the fucking Foley." And I texted him that, and he got pissed. He was so mad, and I'm at work, and I'm fucking shaking with anger as I'm texting this shit, dude. And I'm going off
in the
on
back,
it.
fucking organizing the eggs and
Dude,
shaking, dropping
I'm
eggs.
coming out of a fucking like -3-degree freezer, putting up with Blake's fucking bullshit, dude. And I didn't know it at the time. He's going through his own personal problems, and I'm like hounding his ass bad, bro. Like I'm really getting into him. And finally, like, we just said, fuck it. Me and Raph did half the goddamn Foley. We went in, did all of our Foley. I went in by myself and did my Foley one night, which honestly proud of myself for that. But he's goddamn lucky it got done on Friday, or else his ass would have been in there fucking working on it until I told him to stop. And yeah, now moving into the fucking score. Whew.
Score
That was another issue.
whole other animal, bro.
Dude.
It
man.
was making songs that fit the scenes.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm not even making music right now, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
and
shit.
he's like, he's never done a score before. And so like we get like a basic idea of like what the tones are gonna look like. And the intro's looking pretty good. And then Raph creates the outro sequence, which sounds amazing. Initially, I was like,
Yeah, you.
I don't know if I like it. Rap's fucking pissed, dude.
It felt
I'm
like
like, bro,
something
this
straight out of the
motherfucker-
Twilight Zone, bro. Like
Hey,
literally
true,
felt like I
true.
was watching the Twilight Zone there at the end. But
Dude,
I was like, the whole point of it was to make it sound like I was on drugs, and I'm like, this is literally me on drugs right now. Like,
yeah. And I was like,
yeah, but you don't know
encapsulated
that.
this, like-
you don't know that from personal experience.
definitely
right?
not, definitely not. But I was like, this is exactly what I would feel like if I was on drugs.
and I'm like texting and I'm like, it's not really intense
It's like not
enough.
really it. And I'm like, bro, shut up. Like, this is literally fucking it, bro. I don't care, bro. Like,
Dude,
this is it.
this motherfucker, his petty ass, he sends me, like, he's like, all right, I'll make some tiny adjustments. He sends me back the score, and it says score final. And I'm like, this fucking dude.
I was on some petty shit.
He was,
I was just fed up with everything,
Dude,
bro.
he was fucking done, bro. He's doing all the goddamn work, and I'm just in his ear like, I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm like, you do it then, bitch. Like, what? Like, fuck you.
And so, like, I'm fucking telling him, and we sit down one day, and I'm like, and I was so scared, bro, because I knew Raph was gonna be fucking pissed, dude. I knew he was gonna be mad. I was like, these don't sound sonically the same, and they need to. And Raph's like, no, they don't. And I'm like, bang,
I'm coming up with everything to not touch this shit. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he
bro,
is,
like,
bro.
look, like you created this portion of the intro, and this is like your portion where you get beat up, and then the outro is like my portion where I get dragged out, I get into the surgery scene, and I start freaking out. It's a good balance, bro. Like, I'm not touching this. It's perfect. I like it. And he's like,
did you go back and touch it?
I did go back and touch it.
Dude, fortunately enough for me, he went back and he touched it, and we reached like a good happy medium. He
Yeah.
brought in some elements, and it worked out. But yeah, it was, dude. There were some times where it was getting tense, man.
It
It
was
was getting
definitely
fucking
tense.
tense, dude. And whew. And I'm definitely a lot nicer to Raph than I am to Blake, because I know like Raph actually cares. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not like I know Raph isn't trying to cheat, whereas like Blake, like he's just trying to fucking cheat. Yeah, he's just trying to get this over as soon as possible.
Well, yeah, you're looking at it like, hey, Blake,
You're not
I'm
gonna
paying
pay
you.
Yeah,
Raph
exactly.
is paying for all of this too.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
like-
Yeah, so like at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just be like, do it. I said do it. You know what I'm saying? Because like we're paying for this equally. You know what I'm saying? He's right there with me the entire time. So his shit is just as valid. You know what I'm saying? So luckily we
Yeah,
reached
it
a lot
was-
of mediums.
It was the outro portion of the song on his like drum solo.
Yeah.
We left the audio in because those drums weren't in the actual mix of the song, and I left it in, and I was like, "This is sick. Like, this is how it's gonna go."
And it's funny because y'all were like low key hella pressed because at the last show, like we didn't have any like in-ears or anything, like or in the last shoot we didn't have any like in-ears or anything for me to like hear the tempo nonstop.
Mhm.
And so like my ass could not stay on time.
No.
Yeah, no.
And so like there was not a lot of shoots that they could use.
Sounds
and like
like
literally,
that Tulsa concert.
literally the last fucking
That didn't happen.
literally the last fucking shoot of the night. Like I'm like sitting there and I don't know what fucking like was going through my head, but I was just fucking feeling it.
He was just on.
and
he
then
was
they
on it.
they like
Motherfucker
went
was
to
just
kind of like
on.
I don't know like if y'all were just about to end it and then I was
were.
just,
You can see
No,
me.
yeah.
You can see me in the
Motherfucker-
frame, and I
motherfucker-
turned towards him.
Literally, just like as soon as the outro started
Yeah.
happening, he was just like, "All right,
Yeah.
we're good."
And
He did
then-
a thumbs
yeah.
up. You could see it in
You
the
can
clip.
see it. You can
Motherfucker
see
did
it.
a thumbs
and then
up.
I just like
and
I
he
just say
ripped
fuck it. And I'm like I'm gonna keep going and I just like hit it and I'm just in my
It was
feelings. You can
perfect.
see it in the video and I'm
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
And then
Motherfucker was
afterwards
rocking with
like
that shit.
I literally I flipped the stick, hit the cymbals, and then I like get up and I'm like that was fucking sick.
That was
I think
sick as
that was
fuck.
sick.
Me and Braylee were sitting in here watching it like the second it dropped, and that when that part happens, Braylee goes, "Okay, Kolton."
Okay,
Kolton.
Dude.
I did too. Shit, bro.
When we shot the initial portion, we're looking at it and we're watching all KBs because me and Raph really made it a point to get like good stuff at KB.
This motherfucker,
This dude,
bro.
I swear
this
to God.
motherfucker.
This fucker, dude.
I swear to God, bro. I was about to rip your fucking head off.
He
bro.
was pissed. I was pissed. We're in there editing.
Oh
we're
my
like, fuck
God,
KB, bro.
I'm like,
I
bro,
hate this guy,
I'm
bro.
editing this shit. The shot is perfect. Harry did everything perfect. Isaac did everything perfect. But you see KB in the background just drumming half-ass, like
He's like,
just fucking barely tapping that shit. And I'm like, motherfucker, bro. I can't even use this shit now. I gotta edit this shit
and
out,
we were
bro.
like, that first session, we're like, KB,
just
go
back there.
home
You
and
know what-
practice this until you look like you're playing it.
And I did though, bro. I did.
You know-
Look,
you know
But
what
in the
that motherfucker
shots,
was doing?
you were tired and you just like didn't. You were at a
You know
point
what
where you
that
just didn't give
motherfucker
a
was
fuck
doing?
anymore.
You hit a point
He
and
was
you were
think-
just like,
he was thinking of at least 3 business
Well, no,
ideas.
'cause
yeah, bro.
no, low key.
think
Like,
about everything but this guy.
I don't know if y'all remember, Harry's finger busted open that night, and or that day, and I was playing with all these fucking rings on, and I couldn't take them off because it was like the fucking, you know, whatever it's called, where it has to look the same.
Yeah.
And my whole
Continuity.
fucking hand was starting to bust open from playing the drums for fucking 4.5 hours
we didn't give a
nonstop.
fuck.
They
Yeah,
did
we're
give a
like,
Isaac
you
was
fucking
like-
play this shit
Isaac-
as hard as you fucking
Isaac
can.
literally
I
did.
want to see your hand as bro. Swing that shit as hard as you can, and
I'm
he's
over
just
there.
like fucking barely playing
I'm
that
over
shit.
there
I'm
like,
like, bro.
cut, KB. Put your arms up. And he's like, my shoulder hurts. And I'm like, shut your bitch ass up, bro. We just paid fucking $4,000 to be here. You're going to fucking play those drums, dude. And we're looking back at the clips and we're fucking
I
mad.
was heated, bro. I was so bad.
But he redeemed himself
He did
last
redeem
minute.
himself.
It's actually good transition. All right, listen. He's talking about what is it with y'all and y'all's songs and blue balling motherfuckers at the end.
What you mean?
All right, listen. I
Ooh,
think I was
hold on.
talking to him.
What's he talking about?
I never
here?
heard this.
I'm pretty sure "Slow Down" is the song I'm thinking of. Right when y'all
Okay.
did like the little melodic angel sounds at the end. What y'all should have done right before there is hit the chorus one more goddamn time because anytime I hear the fucking song, it pisses me off. Like.
We just want you to listen to it again, bro. You got to stream it again.
I
It's
swear
about
to God, that's
streams.
what I was doing when it first came out. Like I had to restart it because it was like the biggest blue ball.
It's a method to the madness,
listen,
bro.
Listen, because y'all build up, and then it just slows down into like the angel voice, and it's like the biggest blue ball you can do in a music.
You're thinking of Burning. Before we had the extended cut and we didn't have that last
Oh,
chorus.
yeah.
And like it felt like it was about to crescendo and then it just stops.
Yeah.
I swear.
No, he's thinking of the one that goes
like
into
I
like
swear
the.
to God, I can play it on the fucking thing. One
Yeah.
Do
sec.
that shit. Do
Oh,
that
shit.
shit. I'm gonna get it truly.
I gotta connect.
Ref killed mine too.
Yeah, bro.
Fucking that TikTok Harry posted.
The con
about
is
rap,
real.
Fucking,
The con is real, bro.
Rap be
Rap
cheap.
really do be
Everybody's
cheap and
shit.
everybody's shit.
Listen,
Oh, it sounds good as fuck in these
Right, bro,
headphones.
and the mic's going over it.
I see what you're saying.
no, you're right.
Turn on Burning before the extended cut.
I am thinking
Yep.
of Burning.
I thought it was.
I am thinking of Burning.
I thought it was the one with the angels. Denim blue skies.
No, that one definitely is like a chill. That one's chill.
Got no angels. I'm the only angel.
Shut your ass up, bro.
It is. It's 100% Burning. You're right. Right here.
Yeah, it feels like it's about to come back and it doesn't.
Pisses me the
We
fuck
fixed it.
off.
There's an extended cut with the third chorus, bro, just for you.
You should stream the extended cut.
Dumbass, bro.
Like right now.
Fake ass fan, bro.
Fake ass fan, bro.
Well, listen. These motherfuckers are gonna fucking copyright me now.
Low key, it
Let's get
actually
your
will.
bag.
We better sue your ass.
Bruh.
Can't copyright me anymore, bitch.
You're welcome.
That's what y'all use.
You're welcome.
That's what y'all use for the
The music video.
Yeah.
music
Yeah,
video,
yeah, yeah.
right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe.
But yeah,
You're
but I'm sure when
welcome.
you
For 1 sec.
Bruh.
do the one, do it.
No. You know what
Bruh.
it is? You know what it fucking is?
It's the one with the. Yeah,
It's fucking.
I told you.
It's Beamer
What?
fights. Yes.
It's Beamer fights.
It's because it does that.
That's like a soft landing type shit.
yeah, we were really like letting you
We're,
down
like,
easy, you know?
Getting your fucking feels, bitch.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
it's
That's where you're
like-
supposed to cry.
It's right here. Like.
I see what you're saying.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Don't call me in the middle of this. Right here, and then like once you say it like the third time, yeah,
That's
I go
Isaac.
right. Oh, you say
That's
it the
me.
first time,
I
right?
say it first
Yeah,
time.
he said the first time, I say second time.
And then like right here, y'all should have jumped back in. Like come
Like,
back
bro, leave the song, make it us, bro.
in with, like come,
Nah, I'm playing, I'm
come
playing,
back in
I'm
with the drums. That's what it would have gone so hard.
It would have.
It would have gone
Maybe we should
so
do that for
hard.
live shows.
Thanks.
Hey,
I think
hey,
I
that's a good
think I
idea.
told
I
that to
think-
Colton
yeah.
on one of the
That's a
live
good
shows,
idea.
and he said
Yeah,
he was
that's a
going to
good
mention
idea.
it, and I guarantee you never did.
No, he didn't. But yeah,
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, it started getting real tense. That post production hits, dude.
Oh
'cause-
my god, bro! I remember telling you, I was like, because he wasn't fucking with the live sound of KB's drums
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
end.
yeah,
'cause it was
I'm
like,
about to bring this up.
It sounds too thin, and I was like, look, I got sweat equity. I've been
did.
working on this a lot more than you have, motherfucker. Like
That's what he said.
That's how it's staying. And he was like, well, I can't argue with that.
You faded it right.
We faded it in, and we fucking did some genius shit. He brought it up. He was like, what if you bring this AI generator that pulls out the drums of your song that you put in, and you layer that with the live audio.
With the real song audio. So there's the live audio, and then there's my actual vocals from the song on top. Because I was at home, and I was like, fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
do y'all want to play that part of the video? I can edit it in.
Pull that shit up.
1 sec. I'll get it loaded up, just so people know what we're talking about. This is going to be a low editing podcast anyways, because it's one camera.
I meant to bring my iPad in here. I was going to show you a bunch of stuff. And
he drew out every scene that we're going to shoot in like full detail.
Bro, tell me why y'all are the third. When you look at Morning Buzz on YouTube, why are y'all the third? Why are we not the first?
We were the first last week when I looked it up.
Well, that's probably because you follow.
Morning Buzz band third. I follow. I subscribe.
Damn.
That's right, bitch.
But the first one's like Morning Buzz, and it was like some radio show. The second one was like
podcast, bro. It's
Morning
podcast.
Morning Buzz energy drink review, which I'm assuming is them too.
Yeah.
And then y'all.
Fuck.
But hey,
fuck those guys. If you're watching this, fuck you guys.
But up there was Morning Buzz.
It's all love though.
You aren't even the real Morning Buzz.
The Morning Buzz burning.
Y'all can have that name.
Yeah, y'all can have it actually.
Where's that? Because y'all actually kind of quit doing the music video. Or doing the music in the video quite early. That threw me off. I think it's right here. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I have it muted right now. 1 sec.
Yeah, so those vocals you're hearing are the actual song's vocals.
Layered with us playing that on the speaker.
Yeah.
And his live playing. And you can hear the cameraman saying like, yo, keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
And right there, like right before, you saw Tino like do a thumbs up like we done.
But yeah, we were over at Blake's and fucking Blake, dude, I was hoping he wouldn't bring it up. And he was like, yeah, so you guys gonna end up doing the adding back into the song? And I looked at Raph, I was like,
Fuck you, Blake.
Please. And he was like, and Raph looked at me, he's like, I got sweat equity, we're leaving it. And I was like,
I didn't fucking hesitate. I was done with that bullshit.
Yeah,
I was like, nope, that's staying in, bro.
There's definitely a certain point, like I guarantee you felt it at 3 a.m. where you feel that like it's fine how it is, and then you sit there for like 10 minutes, move on to something else, and you're like, nah, I gotta go back and fix it.
Yeah, I gotta go back and fix it. Times.
Because I do that
so many times.
Bro, like when we listen to the podcast, I have to go back and I have to like when I'm editing it, I cut frame to frame.
Yeah.
I do that by hand every fucking time. And I'm like, one, I was involved in the podcast. I already know what's said.
Yo.
It gets kind of boring and redundant. Not that our podcast is boring, but just like I'm listening to it. It's fucking,
yeah, exactly.
And I'm listening to the same part because I have to find exactly where to cut 14
over and over
fucking times.
Same 10-second loop type shit.
I'm like, the last 10 minutes, bro, I'm like, I don't want to fucking do this. So sometimes I'll just be like, yeah, fuck this. And then I'll even start to export it. And I'll walk away and I'll be like, nah, that's fucking lazy. That's fucking lazy. Get back over there. I got to do the last 10 minutes. It's fine. I'll make it. Yeah. It's fucking
the
horrible.
thing with, bro, the thing with Premiere that I learned with color grading is the color that you put on, that you see on the little fucking Premiere preview window. Fuck you, Premiere, bro. You bitch. Swear to God, bro. Oh, mama.
Damn.
Did it just die?
I watched it.
You got the battery dying because you said fuck you to
The perfect time.
Bro, the color looks different on the preview window than when you export it. So I would export it and it'd be completely different. I'm like, fuck. So I have to wait like a fucking hour, 2 hours for the export and then go back in and change the colors. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to fucking do this shit right now. Anyways, fuck you, Adobe. Fuck you, Premiere,
fuck
bro.
you guys.
You've cost me so much time, so much effort. I'm just playing. Please sponsor me. I need money.
But yeah,
I'm fucking exporting this shit. Oh my God, I'm making all these edits. Waited 2 hours to make edits because it looks different. And I sent it to Isaac. I'm like, this is pretty good. I'm happy with this right now. And I sent it to him. He's like,
that's not true.
Bro,
motherfucker would be like, looks
Sounds
good.
Like this whole thing is just like you're doing all this work, and then Isaac's like,
it is such a tough dynamic because it always starts out so awesome, and me and Raph are like, yeah, we're gonna do this. It's gonna be so dope. And at the end of it, I'm like, and he's like, I like it. I'm like, I don't like it. And then we just kind of stare at each other, and one of us will fold.
How many times did you say, well, fucking do it yourself then? How many times?
Dude, he holds back a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll hold that in.
I couldn't
He's
even
very
imagine you
respectful
mad.
about it.
Like, I can't even imagine you mad.
Dude, it's fucking scary.
I know. I would assume it would be because
Is Raph mad?
Yeah.
Bro, I tell that to everybody. Like,
He doesn't like, it's not like his like body like gets aggressive or he like there was one time where he like teed up on me and I was like, am I gonna die, bro? But like most of the time there's this look that he just gets in his eyes and it's just like
he's staring into your soul.
it's this deep anger that's like you can tell it's like this close to fucking coming
bro,
and you're like, how do I de-escalate
See,
this?
I get told I do that a lot, except I don't hold it back. Like I'll boil over.
I can see it in you,
Yeah,
low
bro,
key.
I can fucking. But when I burst, bro, I'm like, I hope there's something not around me that I'm gonna punch and break my hand type
Yeah.
shit. Like,
Nah, Raph is definitely
yeah.
he's very good about like understanding that we both just want like the best for the product, you know what I'm saying? And also understanding like I think I do a decent job, probably not the best, but like of making sure that like I'm not like a Nazi about everything, which is very difficult for me because like
I think we changed it to. I think we just say not a Kanye about everything, but
yeah. And so like we make it work. We make it work. And I always like make sure that I'm respectful of like his limits. And when we got to the point where like our editor dropped out and he wasn't going to color grade anymore,
Oh my god.
I had to like sit down Raph with Ali and be like, hey, like, do you have the mental capacity to do this? I don't want to push you too far. You know what I mean?
I was already dead.
Well,
And-
I
and we
Already
knew
dead,
it.
and I sent
We
it.
knew
I
it.
sent it to the video editor, and I was like, all right, my part's done.
Yeah.
I've edited everything. I've done the score. Everything is perfectly lined up.
And he told me,
all
he's
the
like,
cuts
I'm
are
done.
good.
I can't do
Everything-
anything more.
I'm done. I was supposed to take a fucking break.
Yeah,
in
all
December.
December.
All December was supposed to be my break, and November was gonna drop, and it was just
and then you caught 2 middle fingers.
and it didn't.
Because if we're keeping it a buck, this dude's like the powerhouse of
He's the mitochondria.
all of the yes, like the important shit that needs to get done. He's usually the one that's spending like the hours on end making sure it like gets to completion, and so like he needed that break, and then it just chaos ensued, and it was
are
one
you-
thing after another.
Are you getting that break now?
no, we got shows
now we got
coming up.
we got a show with Slowjo that we got to play. We got to get that shit ready. We got
Bro, you just
a
need
whole
to
bunch of other
you need
projects
to
that
take 3
we
days off work and just lay in bed for 3 days.
can't do that.
You can. You
Can't
can. I
afford
promise.
it.
Can't afford
I
it.
told him I was like, when we initially talked about it, he's like, dude, I need to rest, and I was like,
Nah, because we had a deep ass conversation.
Yeah.
He was like, we sit in the studio. He's trying to make some like upbeat, like happy shit, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm like not really feeling it. I'm trying to make some shit like this, and I play some fucking song. That was
he
just
plays
sad
fucking
as shit.
Sparks by Coldplay, and you can just see the despair in
And I
this
was
dude's
just like,
eyes, dude.
Fuck. And he's like, bro, hold on, pause that shit. Look at me right now. He's like, what's wrong? What hurts? And I'm like,
Yeah.
are we about to get into this? He's like, yeah, we
Everything.
are.
Full-
And
it's a free
fucking
therapy session.
a whole
I
fucking
do be
spill.
I be making sure like his mental health is good as much as I can, as much as I can. A lot of it, you know, I can't.
True. Nah, he
I
be
can't
checking
affect,
up.
but
He be
I've
checking
been
up.
making sure he's good.
So there's 2 more things I want to run over, just so we're not sitting here till fucking 4 in the morning.
Yeah, for real.
I gotta be at work. First off, it's kind of a hard balance. It actually kind of goes with what y'all were talking about. I want to talk about Autumn Song.
Oof.
Yeah, I want
Yeah,
to talk about
let's do it.
what you not really. You don't have to get into what like you were going through
Yeah.
or what you had gone through.
Mm.
I just want to know like where you were at when you made that because like it's a complete switch up from what y'all were doing.
Yeah.
it's a
So without
First of all, the purpose of that song was just to show that
yeah.
it's more depth to us than what we normally put out. What is popular of what we put out, you know? It was just trying to go a whole deeper level
Yeah.
for the audience to understand that, okay,
We go through shit too.
we go through shit too. These are real human beings that are just
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, going through the same shit or worse or not, you know? It's like we're doing the same shit.
and it's not just for y'all. I mean that goes
No.
like
Yeah.
that goes
Yeah.
back to like Robin Williams.
That
That goes
song-
back to
yeah.
Mac.
Yeah.
That goes, you know.
Yeah, that song is probably the most, I would say, most important song that
Yeah,
we've put
that
out.
we've made so
What
far.
it really took me back to, and I know this was like really personal to you,
Yeah.
and I was very drunk. This is one of the few things I remember from that show. You sit down on the stool on your own when you did
Yeah.
that one night. Reminded me of that, like when
Yeah.
I first heard it.
I without getting too deep into detail, I mean, the people, this was written about somebody else that was I was very, very, very close with, and I was like actively a very big support role in their life, and people that know that person will instantly know what I'm talking about. So I can't really like save them from that. But for the people that don't know us at all, I'll keep it very drawn back. But they were just in a really, really rough time, and they were trying to like transition into an adult, and they were feeling just super alone. And they were living with me and my family, and they had all the support that you could ask for, but at the same time, like, when it comes to your mental health and the things that like you need, sometimes nobody can give that to you but yourself, and sometimes you're incapable in that moment of giving it to yourself. And I ended up in a situation where I had found out that they were at a point where they were like starting to commit self-harm. And dude, that was really rough, because like all I ever want for that person is for them to find happiness and be at peace, because they've lived such a long life of like constant turmoil. And it was the worst feeling going to bed and knowing that like I couldn't do anymore, and being so afraid I was going to wake up and they weren't going to be there anymore. And dude, that was just, I'd never felt that sort of like anxiety before. And I wrote that piece because I wanted them and everybody else that goes through that same sort of feeling to understand that like it's so much more common than people I think really realize. And I think everybody knows, like, you know, the suicide rates are up, and especially in our generation, it's something that like a lot of people struggle with.
Social media is a big piece in that.
And even though like everybody knows that, because it's not like actively happening in your own life, or you don't see it actively happening in your own life, you feel so separated from it, and it almost just completely slips your mind. You know what I mean? And they had so many people in their life that cared about them, and they had no idea that they were just in complete turmoil. You know what I mean? And people have to understand that, one, you aren't ever truly alone. You know what I mean? Even if like you only have one person, or you have two people, you're never truly alone. And two, you have to understand that, and I think this like it's such an easy thing to say, it's such a hard concept to grasp, of like, you can't continue to look at life striving for utmost happiness. You know what I mean? You have to understand that like your life will have big dips and big highs.
Peaks and valleys.
Yeah. And
what do they call it? Hedonistic treadmill.
Yeah.
Because you're striving for something, but you get stuck in the loop that you're always striving for something.
And they were like so lost in the headspace of like, I don't want to put up with this anymore. I don't want to feel like this anymore. Like I just want to be this, and I want to be this. And they were like completely pull themselves out of all these beautiful moments, because they were so hyper fixated on getting to this like point of serenity that doesn't exist while you're human on this earth. You know what I mean? And people have to understand that like you just have to accept where you are, whether that's at your highest or at your lowest, and understand that that's a circumstance that you are in that will not last forever, whether that's your best or your worst. And if you can get to a point where you accept that you just are where you are, and
be a little more present.
Yeah, and just be completely present with where you are and soak that in, instead of worrying about what's going on either in past or worrying about what could happen in the future, because that will completely deteriorate your entire mental. You know what I mean? Like it'll ruin everything, because any time you have a good moment, you're sitting there, and instead of soaking in that moment of joy, you're so worried of losing it that you're not even enjoying it anymore. You know what I mean? And then you get so worked up on being depressed and in that state of like such agony that you're so worried you're never going to be able to leave it. You know what I mean? So you have these like extended periods of depression because you're so worried that it's going to last forever. And then when you do reach like that point of happiness, it's just you're not even realizing that you're there. You know what I mean? And I took a sociology class last semester, and the teacher at the end of every single lesson would give just a fun fact about all sorts of stuff. And I think it was like the second class of the semester that I was at. I missed the first 2 weeks for tour, but the second class I was in, he said, what a lot of people don't understand about your brain is that your brain actually releases hormones that grow your brain in a certain direction. And when you have negative thoughts, it actually releases hormones that cause your brain to be more negative over time. And if you continue to allow yourself to be in that space, your brain will grow to be inherently more negative. And even if you're lying to yourself and you know you're in the worst spot ever, and you keep telling yourself that like things are positive, or you just look at those microscopic details that are good about your life, it'll help your brain secrete better hormones to help you get to a point where you're happier more often. You know what I mean? And I watched like this person feel incapable of happiness over and over and over again. And dude, that just fucking sucks, man, because I saw the potential in their life to be great. And they felt incapable of seeing it. And everybody around them can see it, and they're the hardest worker I know. They're the most well-kept person I know. But like they just haven't found a way to reach that point where they can just like really work hard on being happy because they feel like it's just not worth it anymore. And with Autumn Song in particular, I wanted to deep dive into my outside perspective on that so that people, when they listen and they're that character that I'm talking about and I'm speaking on, can understand that like everybody else around you is invested, I promise you. You just have to realize that and continue to like soak that in and leave the other stuff where it is. And to a certain degree, you know, you have to address those things, and you have to be able to reopen them up no matter how difficult that is, to be able to process it all. You know what I mean? But you cannot allow yourself to get lost in that. You know what I mean? In the process of trying to get better. And I hope that people, when they listen to Autumn's song, can understand that like life is going to get better and you're not alone. And it's never, never, never a good idea to commit suicide or hurt yourself because you feel guilt or you feel upset or anything on that merit. It just isn't worth it. And that's what I wanted to convey in that song. And that's why like a lot of shows, like we won't play that one strictly because it's just really difficult for me to sing.
And you definitely don't want to open that wound in the middle of having a good time.
No,
like
exactly.
Being able to
yeah. And so
and take in a good time and
mm-hmm.
then bring that up.
And
open
then,
a wound.
yeah, exactly. And I don't want to take people that are in that crowd out of the joy, and because you know what I mean, like although I think it is useful, you have to be very careful about when you do it. So we don't play that one very often, but it is very, very important to our discography as a whole.
What was the band reaction?
I mean,
in the creation of the song?
We all kind of knew that like when Isaac brought it there, it wasn't really like a song that we were looking to do like numbers on or anything like that. Yeah. I think we all kind of knew that like from what he had like told us and described like why he was writing this, it was more like the art form. He wanted to reach out to people so they knew that information. So as soon as he said that, we were like, yeah, like we're down. Let's do it. Like,
yeah.
It's not all about like making money off the songs or like looking cool on stage. Sometimes it's like about the art form itself and reaching out to people who need it.
It's for a purpose, yeah.
So y'all did look at it pretty generally as this is our art.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like,
I think that was one of the first songs where we felt like we actually shared a true perspective.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a thing that a lot of artists lose is like the thought that music is an art.
Yeah.
Just like
music
a video is an art. You know what I mean?
Music is for the soul, and people forget about that.
That's why I got mad respect for you guys after the music video. I still to this day don't think that even after the premiere, people don't understand how much like effort, like how much stuff like time and stuff y'all sacrificed for this video. Like when Rap was laying on the table, we deadass had to shock him to get that reaction so he could do the reaction and get that feel, you know.
And I think what I personally love about art is I like seeing people's perspectives at certain points in their life and certain decades of their life. And so you can look at like art that predates, and you go like all the way back to people like Michelangelo, and they show like all these big sculptures, and they have all this emotional meaning, and you can clearly see what their psyche looked like in that time of their life from like 20
based on their environment.
Yeah, when they're like 30, 40, and
Based on what
he's
they
struggling with an alcohol addiction, you know what I mean? And like, I love that about that. And that's something I want to preserve as we get better with our career and better with our art.
Which you can already see.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can look at Ground,
Mm-hmm.
and it was almost like y'all don't really know where y'all are at. Y'all don't know what y'all are going to be. Then you look at, like, I Hate All Your Friends.
Yeah.
You got a little more idea of what y'all are going for. But it, like you said, it's a little more poppy, a little more.
Yeah.
And then now, with even just the album that y'all released, it was a telltale sign that y'all are growing up.
Mhm.
Like, there's more maturity in the art, and it's more about the art than it is the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Everything
can definitely tell.
everything that we've made, like, thus far, I think off rip, we were like, our only goal right now is just, the whole purpose of this is to be a progress report.
Mm-hmm.
This is how we're growing as an artist.
Yeah.
We'll throw out these songs, Too Far Gone, blah, blah, blah. This is where we're at right now. And just have timestamps of everything. Every
Yeah.
single song is a timestamp of everything.
And you can look at like songs like I Hate All Your Friends and see like the ignorance in it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like understand like my mind at like a point in my life where I was just like an ignorant kid. And then you can move just a little bit further down into Beamer Fights, where I actually start to like process emotions from that exact same event, and it like takes a little bit more of a mature take. And then a song like Autumn Song, we're like, okay, these people, like Raph said, they really do go through things in their life like I do that are hard, and everything's not like we're a fucking garage band that parties and we all have so much fun, you know what I mean? It's not always like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
You can almost see it in your
Yeah.
shows too. Like,
Yeah.
Beyond the music, like
mhm.
it was a very fun show. I Hate All Your Friends came out, or just come out. The store
Was
the
it the function show, the warehouse?
Yeah, the warehouse
Yeah.
show.
That was a blast.
And then, you know, fast forward, it was like 3 months, and y'all had the show at Ampersand, and it was a little more pulled back, a little more
Raw.
laid out.
Yeah.
And then the
Like in
shows on
January.
tour
Yeah.
Yeah.
were completely different. Like, y'all are just, you could definitely tell you're growing in your art.
And I love that about making art in any form.
Yeah.
Just seeing that like that perspective shift over
The
time.
growth.
Yeah. It's awesome.
All my favorite artists that I listen to is like Mac Miller. Like,
Yeah, he's a
his
great
entire discography is his growth
example.
through life.
Everything.
Everything.
Giant fucking timestamp.
Yeah.
From Kids all the way to Woods is a huge fucking
It's
difference.
crazy. It's
It's
crazy.
huge. And if you dive into everything that he's made, it's like, wow, this dude just put everything out from his mind.
Yeah.
Everything.
You can get such a crystal clear picture of that man's
Of
psyche.
who he
bro.
was,
Holy
yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
For
your
real.
opinion on the album? Because
Which
you're
one?
a Mac Miller guy. The last album, the post,
Woods?
Circles or yeah, circles.
Oh, Circles,
The,
yeah,
the
yeah.
post, however you say it, you know, it's the first album
Posthumous. Posthumous.
where.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So you do
I
like
love
it?
that album. Yeah.
Because that was
It's one of my
his,
favorite albums.
His
Yeah.
best friend finished it for him, right?
Yeah, yeah. So he had died, and he had all the demos done for that song, but he didn't have. Woods was actually called Telescopes before it dropped, and I found a leak on SoundCloud, and it was completely different, and they recreated it to be the sound that he truly wanted to make at the time.
Mm.
I remember he stated something before his death that Swimming in Circles was his fucking masterpiece. Those two were like his goal.
Mm.
That was the sound that he wanted to do from the jump, and he finally reached that. And it's just beautiful to see that whole progress from Kids all the way to Swimming in Circles, and it was just fucking incredible, bro. Every single song on all of those on Swimming and in Circles is like everything has a purpose, everything tells a story,
Mhm.
and it goes way deeper than you even think. It's
Yeah.
like, if you see like breakdown videos, it's
Oof.
like so much fucking depth into
Dude.
every single word that he says,
See that-
every single movement in the song, every chord change, everything has a purpose.
There is a great breakdown of Woods on Spotify I forget what the thing is. It might be Spotify sponsored, and they just kind of like break down songs what they mean. And
Is it Genius?
No, it's not
It's not
Genius.
Genius.
And they break down all the way to the point of his poetic references of like his speech, and how that then interlaid from a poetic stance into his own personal life. Understand that he had like 3 different meanings within that song. Is insane. It's so insane.
To
man.
pack that much information into that amount of words is like just what we strive for. It's
Absolutely.
just fucking, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's literally perfect. With all its imperfections, it's perfect.
And we're at the point in our career now, like we're probably like at the Blue Slide Park kids range. You know what I'm saying? And so to like to see like somebody like that have such a crazy progression of maturity and introspection in his own life it makes me
Inspired.
It makes me inspired, and it makes me eager to see what we're gonna look like in 10 years, sonically and lyrically, what it's gonna look like.
It really helps like enjoy the process that we are right now.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the times we catch ourselves, we're like trying to push it.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to be right here, but
Yeah. We're trying to be Woods while we're still Blue Side Park.
yeah,
you
we're
know?
trying to be Wiz, always still Blue Side.
See, I'm a big Juice guy. And I wish
Yeah,
you could tell that, like, the music, every song that has come out after he's died has been at least listenable. A lot of them are still very, very good. Like,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
still
yeah.
Juice. Like, they're still, they weren't tampered with too much, but you kind of miss out on what we've been talking about, like that maturity. Like, you could see, you go to Goodbye, Good Riddance to Death Race for Love. You can see the maturity there that we're talking about.
Yeah.
But then
It just stays still.
from Death Race for Love to the first one that came out, it was the same. Like it was
It's just carbon copy.
Yeah,
of the other one.
he's still 20
His shit-
years old.
Yeah.
Which it's just it's horrible, bro.
I forgot his shit on SoundCloud with the red cover. I forgot what it was called. There's a bunch of singles on that.
Oh, the first one he dropped? The one that he
very
dropped.
first- yeah. That shit. It's completely different from what you like would think Juice WRLD is.
That's no, it's not where he dropped down. Moonlight. I don't know. There's just, you can definitely see, like, the last one was a little bit better. Like, it was a little more complex, but it wasn't. I wish they would have had like one of his friends do what.
Yeah.
Because I know that guy was working with Mac before all that. Like, I get that, but like, if they would have had somebody, like Ski jump in and say,
Like
I
his
want to
best
help
friend.
finish. Yeah, I want to help
Yeah.
finish this.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't get to do that with X. It would have been like, I want to help finish this.
Yeah.
I want this to be, I don't even want my name on it. Like, I want to be involved.
Just his vision.
I just
of
want
it.
to do it for him. Like,
Yeah.
I wish they would have done that, because you can tell there's a little bit of a money grab there. Like,
Definitely.
that's the biggest problem with labels, in my opinion, is that there's always some sort of underlying money thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And to take somebody that died and like use their art as a massive money scheme
Exploit that
just
shit.
because you can
Just-
is so fucked.
It's fucking horrible. And
It's
the fact
terrible.
that, like, with X, his mom did it. Like, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Which I
mean,
know their relationship was what it was. I
Yeah.
get that. And she had,
But that last
like,
album was
it's just-
bullshit.
yeah, it's not good. I
No.
won't listen to it. Like, I think the song with Kanye, which, not anymore, but like, that was the only one I listened to. Like,
yeah.
it was the only.
It was
number
like
one.
it was just commercial. Like they just commercialized any demo he
Yeah,
had.
and if you go back and listen to his SoundCloud shit, nothing was commercialized.
Absolutely.
He
It was-
created his
yeah.
own fucking
It was
genre,
his,
bro.
It was his raw form. It
Which
was
they did a lot better with Juice on that.
Yeah.
Like, I can listen to the new Juice shit, and
Yeah.
the new albums, I will listen to those, but like, it's just,
Yeah.
it's a completely different, like, you can literally, from the scale we just said, what they did with X, and then Juice is kind of in that like halfway point where it's kind of stuck, but it's still listenable. It wasn't commercialized. And then you got Mac, where it was still
They
him.
just left it.
Yeah,
It was still him.
pure.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, I give a lot of like respect to someone like Thundercat who has like an entire album already finished with Mac, but understanding that like it doesn't need to come out. You know what
see,
I'm saying?
Ski has the same
Yeah.
thing with Juice.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
like,
Doesn't need to
and
come
he
out.
wants to for the fans, but he's openly said that he wants to, if he does ever drop it or any of the songs, he wants it to go. He wants all of the money to go to drug aware, like a AA,
Like a charity,
or
yeah.
AA, whatever. Yeah,
Mhm.
like just help
Some
build that
rehab
shit
type
up,
stuff.
because it's like, I couldn't imagine being in that situation. Like, watch two of your best friends die,
Yeah.
like in the matter of a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like, bro, That sounds horrible.
Mm-hmm. It's completely traumatic. I don't know like what I would do if one of our band members died. Like I don't understand like what.
Which luckily y'all aren't on the same wave. Y'all are not.
No, yeah.
Not on the same wave. Like if y'all died, it would be because Kolton decided to drive 120 on the interstate. That would be the one of y'all died. Let's switch it to the positive note.
Look at bro's face.
Because he knows. He knows. I'm
KB stop doing that after
I drive
Harry,
a truck
bro.
now, bro.
Yeah, he
That's
drives a
good.
truck now.
I can't.
No, he
If y'all didn't get that before the
KB
pod.
chilled out about doing dangerous stuff with his car when stuff went
Harry
down.
got arrested. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because like you guys are brothers to me, guys. Like for
Yeah,
real.
absolutely.
Like,
Nice.
if anything happened to you guys or me, bro.
Yeah. Y'all the only motherfuckers that I hang around with, bro. Like,
Yeah, for real. I don't like. We always joke around like, bro, one of us got to die so we can blow up. But like, if that shit happened,
every time.
can't.
I don't really see the band like
I don't know.
pushing. You know,
it-
it would just be
Y'all couldn't function. Like
no.
Nah, absolutely not.
y'all have seen two people come in the band and leave, and it
The
functioned
OGs.
fine, and y'all are still there.
Yeah,
I couldn't push on.
You just
No,
figured out a way to
literally
make
couldn't.
it work.
Yeah.
no, I
wouldn't
wouldn't
change it.
I wouldn't even try to like continue that.
Nobody's replaceable.
No.
The only one, like the only band, that could even do that was the what's that fucking band? The drummer died pretty recently, and they did like a farewell tour kind of thing.
Oh,
Oh,
you're talking about Foo Fighters.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the sun jumped on there.
Mhm.
And
That shit was fucking
And
crazy.
that could work if he were to do it, but that's only because like
Just son.
one, it's a
Blood.
son. Two, you know damn well everything he knows was taught directly by
Taught- yeah,
him.
exactly.
So
And
he
it's-
knows how to nail that shit.
That
he
and
got
like
it.
their
It's
career,
crazy.
their career was already on that point where like the only reason they're still playing anything is just to give back to the people that got them.
Oh,
to
for
where
sure.
they
It's
were.
just a fan.
You know?
It's just a fan thing. It's
Yeah.
only for fan. And they're making money.
They
Like,
made
who gives
like
a fuck?
a little documentary thing about it, and like in the documentary, I watched it. There's like a little clip of, what's his last name, Hawkins? Or, yeah, he like, of the dad, like on stage, and he's like in the middle of a concert. He's like, I want to give the biggest shout out to the best fucking drummer that's in this building. And like points over to his little fucking 7-year-old kid at the time and says, my son, blah blah blah. And then it just cuts to that video of him playing that, and I'm like, damn,
Fucking
that is some
wild,
shit
bro.
right there.
That is some shit.
Played his heart out too. It's
Make a
beautiful.
grown man cry, bro.
All right, let's switch to a positive note to end the podcast. All right.
I bet.
We're gonna go back to the theme of the music video,
All right.
and I wanna congratulate y'all on the music video and everything.
Thanks.
Thank you.
But the events y'all put together to present y'all's music videos is top notch.
Facts.
Like the little premiere deals y'all do. I didn't make it to this one, unfortunately, but the one y'all did for the I Hate All Your Friends music video, I made it to. Did y'all do one for Bernie?
No, we didn't end up.
This one was like 10 times better if you would have made it.
Hey, listen,
We didn't end up,
I work those
having
nights
time.
now. I can go to concerts and then go to work. But yeah, like y'all, how
Appreciate it.
how did y'all get this idea to do that? Because it's not it's really not a common thing. Like, it's not y'all treat it almost like a movie premiere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just crazy to think that like 80 people show up just to watch videos.
Yeah.
Like, fucking blessed.
Yeah,
So
seriously,
blessed. So
insane.
blessed that we have this fan base that could just come out just to watch a video that we poured our heart and souls into. Like, it's amazing.
I can't even.
It's just amazing.
Sometimes I can't even like grab the concept that people like us. Like that to me still feels like weird. Like I don't know.
We y'all are good. Y'all
but,
really are good. Like, legitimately.
When it comes to events, we're very adamant about like we never want our fans to feel like we were trying to get a quick dollar out of them again.
Yeah.
And so like we make
Again?
sure, you know what I mean? Like we don't like want to do something and then like we just
Half-ass it.
Yeah, then we just like continue to like
Yeah.
host things because we know they're gonna show up and blah blah blah. Because man, that shit just pisses me off when I see other artists do that. And like this means a lot to us, and people showing up means a lot to us, and we want that to be reciprocated always. You know what I mean? And even down to the point where like our merch is expensive as fuck to make because we don't want to sell them cheap merch. You know what I mean? And it's just I can't stress enough. It's very, very important to us that when people come to our events, they feel like they experienced something new and they feel like it was genuine and personal to them.
As
and if
long
we're not
as-
doing that, we failed.
Yeah, as long as we spark an idea, as long as we spark some type of inspiration in whoever is listening, whoever is in tune with what we're doing, like, we will be as happy as possible.
Yeah.
Like, that is our main goal.
It's
Like,
who we are.
Yeah, because me personally, I truly feel like as long as somebody is inspired from what we do, that will change the world in a positive way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Butterfly effect, bitch.
And with this video, now that we're kind of getting to the closing, I hope people understand that
it's weird.
It's not that it's weird, but more of
in a purposeful way.
Go do what the fuck you want to do with your life. Go do that and like pursue that wholeheartedly.
Even though you have to push your ass a little bit, you know what I mean? Like,
don't get stuck in like the matrix of thinking that you have to do something just because either other people want you to, or like you feel like you have to because of society.
Yeah, absolutely not. Go out there and do what you want to do and express yourself in the way that you want to express yourself, no matter what that means. Even if people don't accept.
Life happens in the now, and you need to take advantage of that.
You're only here for so long, and I would hate it if our fans grew up regretting their life. You know what I mean? Because I know that like that's one of my biggest fears.
But we live in the best time.
Yeah.
Where you can pursue fucking anything.
Everything is on fucking YouTube, bro.
Yeah,
I learned how to
exactly.
color grade in a week.
Yeah.
I watched like 3 videos.
I was gonna make a comment whenever you said you were up till 3 in the morning. I was like, YouTube's fucking great.
YouTube is the shit, bro. I swear to God, you can learn anything. Anything you want to do is accessible.
Bro,
It is within reach.
One of my buddies, he got his first check working with me, and he goes, "I'm gonna go buy a guitar."
Yeah.
No idea. Like he doesn't even want to do it like, you know, what y'all are doing. He just wants to like learn how to play guitar.
Yeah.
He sat down on YouTube for fucking 1 week and could play a whole fucking George Strait song.
Yeah. That's sick.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
1 week.
That's fires.
Yeah, man.
Completely self-taught. I was just, you can, anything. Like, yeah, it's great. Pay for an instructor, whatever. But like, you can do shit for free.
You can do shit.
Yep.
You can do anything you want. Anything you want.
Yeah.
And fuck, I feel like our responsibility as artists is to make a new color for you to paint with.
Cook.
I'm cooking, bro.
Yeah, you cook that shit. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a quote. Hey, can we get a quote card made?
Yeah, for real.
to inspire you. That's it, bro. That's it. I told Tino, I was like, think about the motherfucker that invented the piano.
Mm-hmm.
How many opportunities did that person give to anybody else? Like,
yeah,
he made Mozart possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
And then, like you look at that, or you could just look at the classic Dr. Seuss story. Guess what? I ran into a dude I went to high school with. He was the first person to give me an opportunity after getting turned down 130 fucking times. And who the fuck doesn't know Dr. Seuss?
Exactly.
You name one motherfucker that doesn't know Dr. Seuss.
Everybody does. Swear to God.
Life is out there, and it's for you to take, and you can either take it or you can sit there and watch everybody else do it. And I don't think you should do that. I think you should go out there and do what you want to do.
Thanks. That's why Kolton is starting his 4th business.
Exactly. And you know,
in fact, we got a big announcement.
We clown fucking Kolton for starting so many businesses, but one day he's gonna have all the money he wants and he'll be able to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Exactly.
And that's because he's sitting here right now doing what he wants to do.
I mean, obviously, you know, you just turned it in, but like I've complimented him 100 times about the fact, bro, you're 20 at the time, you're 21 or you're 20 years old, and you already have a fucking 2018, right?
Nah, fucking props, bro.
Paid
fucking
off.
Props.
How many motherfuckers do you know that paid off their car at 18?
Yep.
Fucking got it off the lot and paid it off on their own at 18, and then go trade it in for a truck, and you'll probably have that fucking paid off in a year.
I give it a year and a half.
Yeah, bro.
So,
KB wanted to make a mobile bar. He fucking made a mobile bar.
yeah,
KB
fucking did it.
Yeah.
KB's the prime example of having an idea and executing it.
Yep.
Every time.
Swear to God, every fucking time.
Which is like I've repeated this multiple times. It's 90% of the reason why I brought him on here. It's just like, who the fuck else is gonna show up every week and I know they're gonna be there.
Yep.
I know they're gonna be a good co-host.
Yep.
Even though he can't fucking not hit his vape in the goddamn mic
Bro,
when people are talking.
He's a good team player, though. He is.
Look how far away I am, and he's still in my ass.
Y'all get that?
Anyways, yeah. So that's the fucking thing, bro.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Appreciate y'all bringing us on here and let us talk about whatever.
Yeah, bro. This is officially the longest podcast that we've had.
Oh yeah, this is long as hell.
It was definitely a fucking blast. Love you guys.
If you stayed this long, just know you are loved.
Yeah. Hey Sierra.
Thanks.
I know you're probably on here still. Hey Sierra.
Facts, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right.
But
Peace.
see you guys in a few weeks.
Appreciate it.
Bruh.
Ooh, I like that.